Hey guys, welcome to a pretty active Friday afternoon here as we head towards the close. What a day it's been. Still positive for the S&P 500, but back to the downside we come. Can we hold on to and save 4,000 before the end of the day, which would definitely be constructive back to the upside. But it's been a very strong session throughout the entire morning. We're, as I said, starting to creep back to the downside here. I'll give you a look at the markets as soon as my quote board decides to participate with us this afternoon. Why don't we do this first? Have a look at the sectors. Still very green right across the entire thing. You can see a little bit more red creeping in as we head into the afternoon. Some retail stocks making their way back towards break even. We also have some healthcare names as they were this morning, trying to get back to break even. Industrial stock coming under pressure as well. That's Twitter. Still down 9.5% on the day. It was about 8 at one point. Late in the morning, tech stocks, though, still leading very strong right across the entire thing. These are the travel names down here. Some of the hotels, casinos, airlines also showing a lot of strength. There we go. That's better. S&P 500, 1.75% to the upside, 3% still holding on to a nice gain for the NASDAQ. But as we said, on the way back down right now, Dow 1%. Nice gains for both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Crude oil 3.6%. It's been one of those days, though. Back and forth we go. Individual names moving around as well. Obviously, Boeing, big move to the downside on that note from the FAA, talking about the 787 Dreamliner. Some of the specifications, the new specifications they were given, not complete. So we'll see what happens throughout the afternoon. Still watching the overall market here as we head into the afternoon session. Hope your day is going well. Welcome. If you're joining us for the first time, guys, we take some time about this time every day to kind of go back over what was available to you as far as opportunities this morning at the open. Make sure you grab the watch list every day. Make sure you join us every day in the pre-market. We get you set for the open at 9:30 with all the ideas and a bit of a trade plan to kick things off. We'll have a bit of a review to start things off. As I said this afternoon, Neil is here to get us started.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brendan. And we're going to talk about Veru for trade of the day. But unfortunately for myself, and we'll start with the higher time frame, I didn't have the Fahad long at $10 to get the monster breakout because I don't have a crystal ball. So the question always becomes, we've been down this road before. If you miss out on what is the big breakout trade, what do you do next? Because you don't always want to chase. Sometimes you want to be patient, try to find a plan and execute that plan. So as usual, go to the higher time frame here. I kind of just wanted to show you guys the perspective of what this had done the last time I made the breakthrough. You might remember this day when we went absolutely parabolic. But we had made a top at 17. You've already pulled back once, found some support around the $11 range, retested some highs around 14, 15 here, and then we've been barcoding. This morning, you get that breakout on volume as the market's screaming through $10 at the open, and now you're breaking halfway towards that 15 level. So once you've gotten that far stretching away, you're a couple of bucks away from what you'd anticipate as support. You're a couple of dollars away from resistance. It becomes what kind of a trade do you like? You chase along. I don't see any structure to be able to say where my out is going to be. You can go long and it works. It's about where is the out. And so once we see it slow down, right in this range here, it puts in a break at an even $13, right at that halfway mark, and fail break short off of that little pullback. And those types of trades there, if it's a big line in the sand, a big significant area where I would expect to have a lot of bag holders, a lot of sell pressure, bigger resistance, then you might be thinking about a bigger retracement. We even said this in the live show. That is a 100% scalp. Like you're getting in here at 13 and you're getting at 12.50 and you're looking for that quick little 30 to 50 cent move, risking about 20 to 25 cents on the trade. And yeah, you're going to hold on to some of this here if you think you can get 12s even. It then tries to put the break at 13. Well, what do I find better than getting out in front of a level like that? If it puts in a more significant wick top, also going to jump back in for the same trade. If you are doing this style of trade, there is one golden rule. Can't do it unless you're willing to make top wick. There's your top wick right there. Well, it didn't end up being top wick, but if you fall down from there, you're sitting there saying, hey, that's me. I got out at the top and watched it come down. But you've got to be able to take your out because you know what's waiting next. What's waiting next, if it breaks through, is the chance that you can get to this upper crest at $15 where it really put in a failure. And that's kind of the trade that you like a little bit more. More significant price level. It also happens to be 10 to 15. I love the symmetry of that as well. So first time through, it goes to 97, 14.97, pulls back in. I was able to get 80s, then we scalp it out, 50s, and then some out in 4 to 14. We're still holding half the position, looking to see if it can get back in down to VWAP at that point. But then guess what happens? It tries to put a break of the 15 level and an instant failure. And this is the thing about a significant price level. You've got to be willing to give it a few extra cents above. Here, high a day, that's your out. It breaks the wick, you're out. Breaks the wick, you're out. If it's at 15, sometimes you're willing to give it 5, 10 to ensure that you've got the move. And when it fails it, you jump right back in the other half that you had already jettisoned for the scalp, so you're back to full position, scalp again, and then you get that hold through for it to come back into VWAP. You're able to capture about a $2 move, and guess what? When it came to this level, think that was any good at 13? Couldn't break past 13 and was just holding that barcoding all the way around. So you always get some significant price levels. Oftentimes, if I see that where you had that first curl, it was pretty significant and it broke back out, I'm always going to target that as the out of that short, especially on a very bullish name like a Veru. So we did miss out on the long, but there was a great short to be had.
Yeah, lots of great shorts coming in right now as well. Wow. What a move back to the downside here for the overall market after what we said. Pretty strong morning. That's the watch list, guys. We had all the ideas you need every single day in one place. All you need is your email address. Make sure you grab that every single day. So that just got interesting in a hurry. We just go for, what did we get to there? 40.30 on the S&P, right back to 39.80. In a hurry here, guys. So I guess sell in May and then leave for the weekend on a Friday.
Yo, what's up? Yeah. Hey, guys, thanks for all the love. I stepped into a Rune show today, and you know what we started talking about there, guys? Prad show, sorry.
That's my bad.
We just talked about a Rune. Prad show. I was like, guys, let's short 148 on Apple live on Prad's show. And Prad had it. It's his #1 stock today. I went over there. I talked about discipline, try to get something out. Obviously, as you look back right now, Apple, and you're right, Brendan, this is absolutely collapsing right here. But here's the Apple trade that we had. Short 148 once, short 148 twice, and we just got it out there at 145.80. So that was a good trade there. And then also, just because we're talking about what's falling down, we're also $3 in the money on this Microsoft short, all the way down here. Now Microsoft falling apart. We got to get out at some point. I'm thinking that, you know, right around here might be okay, as we've already been down here once, right off the open. This 257 was an area. I just wonder if the market keeps on bleeding, is it possible that, and Neil just asked me about, and that's why we're talking about Arun, is it possible there that we can maybe retrace back to where we sort of opened the day down here at 256 on Softy? So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see. Maybe we get out once it breaks this 50 period. And I don't mean to be reviewing all the trades here again, but there's AMD. We had the long at 88. There's my last bid out, 95.50. So a $7.50 winner there on AMD, right on the 50 period. It came back up. That could have been a reshort there. I'm going to try to go long AMD, but it's going to have to get back to 94.50. So we're negotiating some trades here, and it's been a good one for sure. Oh, and I know Neil had this as well. I said to him, did you get that Affirm short at 24? Well, short into here. We still have this Affirm short at 24. Let's see if we can retest back down to 21 and change. So right now, we've got two positions on. Affirm short, Microsoft short, looking to get back into AMD long at some point.
I do have one long. I still have the Neo from the morning, although I just reloaded it. But speaking of Arun, I'm going to, I love Arun, by the way. But let's just blame the pullback on Arun, because every single thing I said to him this morning in chat before we came online, he had a counterpoint to why we couldn't get to it'd be difficult to get to a 5% day, or you'd resist 4. And one of the things he said, specifically on the ES, was yes, we can start breaking out, but 40.25 would be overhead resistance. And I was like, well, you can still rally into 40.25. And I convinced him down to, well, that's still a bullish run the market would do. Well, this is your wick top at 40.25 on the ES, and this is the market pulling back. So at least with that, was able to find some shorts at top. I got Roblox because it was right at the high when you were making that turn on the ES. And full credit to everyone in the chat. When there was 4 opportunities in front of me for shorts, Two of them were GameStop and Affirm at 24, and I didn't take Affirm, and everyone's like, Affirm is the best. It was the best setup, and I looked at all of them, and I really, GameStop was at a price I really like. I get it. It was a great level. I picked wrong, but then it comes right back in, and it gives the same thing at 24 a little bit later on. I feel, this rally doesn't feel like it's necessarily done, but you can't dodge that eerie feeling. Like, we've been down this road before, where it's looked so strong all day long. And then you get to the end of the day, and then Brendan, of course, reminded us this morning that it's Friday the 13th, although the stats favor us ending the day positive, but that's just ending the day positive. We could still give back some and be positive on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this market is just dancing right now. We'll see what happens into the close. Can we look at Donkey Kong? Sure, we could do that, Ken Styles, but let's go back over to Brendan and see what's on our docket.
Yeah, quickly, guys. There was obviously the note on Boeing came out. They just kind of updated that note on Boeing. So another spike back to the upside here for Boeing after they said this setback shouldn't be too big a deal. So they came out and they said some of the documents submitted for the 787 Dreamliner to the FAA were not complete. And then they just came back out and said, shouldn't be a big deal. Shouldn't take that much more time anyway. So another volume spike here back higher for Boeing.
Well, if the market wasn't pulling back like this, my first instinct would be, okay, well, Boeing rally back on. I know we just had that bounce on the volume you're talking about, but it's at the low of the day. And this was one of those, it was actually gearing up the way this market was going that Boeing was about to have made a low yesterday after we had talked about it. Like it had the wipeout bottom. You were going to end up gapping up and then rallied off the open. So you're going to have your classic V-shaped bottom on Boeing and then a breakout. It's like, okay, all systems go. Give it a week and we'll be at that 140. And then, of course, that headline dropped. So the problem here is, A, you had the headline drop. Even if they have that response to it, the market's still pulling back here. That's a tough combination to crack. If it can start holding a bid above 125, I mean, I like the long here, but Boeing's not a name I'm longing without the market turning. So I want to see some signs on UVXY after it just spiked back up to 17 that it's going to start resisting that level and come back in. If it does so, I think Boeing above 125 looks pretty good, but that's not one I'd take on its own.
All right, I'm just getting set up here. I was just looking at Facebook right now, and I know we're talking about Boeing, but just to give you a quick update on what we're going to try to do here. If the market does want to rally, and I'm not sure it does right now. By the way, XLE, good trade on that one if you're buying some energy. We're short Affirm, short Microsoft, but I was just looking at Facebook, which has been net-wise, my number one. I mean, I'm positive on 1, 2, 3, actually all 6 names today, all green. But Facebook's my AMD's my number one. Facebook's my number 2. Just to see, like, this 197 right there could be something. But more importantly, I was looking, there it is, just came in. So I was looking long right here, somewhere near the bottom, maybe of Facebook, 196.36. And then just look, if the market collapses, it's going to collapse here. But that's why we have this out right here, 195.90. So willing to take about 40 cents worth of risk. All it needs to do is just get going, and we get 40 cents. So I think this is well worth it here on Facebook. We're short Microsoft, long Facebook, short Affirm. And let's just see if it works out. But yeah, Boeing, that's funny because we were talking about Jim Cramer yesterday coming out and basically, I think it was like getting saying there was a sell there for Boeing. And he might be right. Like I said, who knows? But just been such a drastic move down for Boeing. It's too bad. Like, I wonder if, you never think that this market's rigged, right? But I say that tongue in cheek. But, maybe he knew that Boeing was going to get this certification issued today or something. But again, I feel like Boeing's still up now, right? So we're okay on this name. It needs to be bought here if you don't own any. I like Boeing. I don't really see them going down too far from here. I mean, you've just dipped down from 200. Literally April, like this is April 25th. We touched the 50 period there, or whatever it does, April 21st, whatever the day is. So you're like 3 weeks away from this being at 190, all the way now down to 125. It just seems like a dramatic call to call that this needs to go lower here. So for me, I don't want to respect that call too much, but hey, you got to stick to your rules. And when certain levels are broken, I don't think it matters how much you've made or lost on the trade. It's just, it hit your level and you're out. So I do respect people that make those calls. Let's see where Boeing goes from here. I mean, that $100 isn't too far away, to be honest with you. So, and especially with this market pulling back here a little bit, we're not going to get that today. I'm going to leave Boeing alone. But I think as a long-term investment, this is a name that I think you could start nibbling in right now.
Yeah, a sector as well that is starting to improve for sure. Just having a look at Apple here, guys. We'll discuss some big tech names because, as with any day that you get a decent market move overall, these names are important. 1.8, 1.9 here for Apple. We have come off significantly from the highs, got back up into some levels, 150 and more for Apple. But you look to leaders when you need some leadership, and that was the story this morning.
I mean, for me, it stays the same here for Apple. I mean, I'm only been short. We've only been short the last couple of days, and we were short again today. We just took this out. Look where we were short twice up here at 148. We waited for that level to come through. Apple, we were still positive here, but you could see we shorted it on the way up, trying to respect that 146 level, the same level that was there yesterday for us, which was right here, that 146. So you could see we tried it. It didn't work, and we were just able to get out. So when we left the show at 11 o'clock, we were negative on Apple. We talked about that, but revenge has been taken. So we waited for it. We didn't diddle in the middle here. We waited for some 48s to get going. They came through. We had to hold it about 30 or 40 cents against us at most, I think. And then it was to the downside. And that's what I was talking about. We were actually on the midday show talking about this 148 level and then talking about being disciplined, getting some out and around here, which we did. We all did, I hope. Well, I don't hope now because it's going to the downside. But then it breaks VWAP, and then we took a piece out right here. And again, right at like this 146. We waited a little bit lower, 145.80. So again, that was about $2.50 right there. So hey, Apple, I still like the short until we break above 150. I think, Neil, I want to be short. We saw it absolutely collapse off that 150 level and hasn't really gotten going since then. So for me, I wait for 150 until then, net pas on any longs.
Some levels are just like that, right? Like it's like. In the chat just now, I'll get you because I know you just mentioned it here. I'm not Ashura. I like that name. I'm not Ashura. I just mentioned, hey, you going long Intel in front of 43? Yes. And I said this at that level. If it's below, when it was below it yesterday, I'm short every time it goes there. When it's been above it every day this week, I've been long, except for this morning. But so I'm back into it. And it's just that kind of level, like Apple 150. And sometimes you got to do it. We don't do frustrating stock of the day anymore, but mine is NVIDIA. I was sitting in it pre-market. I was sort of getting some out, and then the opening flush happened. I reloaded, and then we're starting to get back out here for a couple of dollars. It's going to be hard to see. There are a couple of crazy wicks here in NVIDIA, and yeah, I got a wick down here, which I didn't double check to confirm whether I got wicked out by a dark pool. I suspect that's the case, but by the time I went to go look back and look at it, you were chasing NVIDIA, and this was absolutely gonzo. Now it's back at that 175, and it's difficult to chase NVIDIA up here because, when you put in the top right at that 180, I think we talked about these upward channels, right? Like the names like this had the chance to break out, and that's what we're going for. Like 168, there's your break, and there was room to 180, and it just had so much room. Well, it's already failed at that price. And where the next support comes in, there's no read in the middle. Yeah, 175 is a round number, but I don't have much significance with that level. It's actually 170 would have to come back into. So if NVIDIA falls there, I'll buy 170s. I wish there was something about 175 that made me like it here because I think we have a shot at bouncing, but I don't think there's room until you get there's room down to 170. I think that's what I have to wait for. I hope we don't actually see that price today. I'd be a buyer this afternoon there, but I don't want to see it because of what that means for the market would be crap. Like Intel would have lost, and Neo would have lost. I guess the shorts that we're in would have won, but
The shorts might come in, but I don't know if we're going to get to that level.
I really hope. It's the only level, but I just don't want it to happen.
Just watching Affirm here, guys. There was a couple. Obviously, we get to the end of the week. There's not many earnings left, but some of the earnings names that we were talking about did hold up pretty well today. And here's Affirm trying to go back to the upside a little bit, holding this 22 right now after a decent report aftermarket yesterday. Still 25% on the day for Affirm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people were saying, how's our Affirm shorts? They're fine. They're great, actually. I don't understand about that one, if we're trying to mock these Affirm shorts or not. But I was just waiting here. We talked about the 22 long. We missed that off the open. That was on the sticky note. It came in twice. You know what? And I didn't want to go long Affirm just because it's up 100% in 2 days or 90% in 2 days. Gave some back, so maybe 75% or so in 2 days. That's not the right recipe for me to go long into. But not to say that you're wrong by shorting it or longing this name. I mean, when the volume's here, 70 million shares, it looks like we'll touch 80 or 90 million shares today. Affirm had a nice run here in the pre-market up to 25.50, faded out, and then we just traded off this 24 level. So shorts, we got taken out actually of one of our shorts because we did barely break. You can see, let me zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, there it is right there. So there's the short and there's the out. We barely broke, but then I was like, nah, this ain't right. And then I shorted it again. And then this is what I'm talking about. Look at this hit. That's 23.75, right? We got out at 24. That's 25 cents worth of a hit. Then we take that short at 20. What am I short at right now? 15, sorry, not 20. And then we just started taking the profits as it came all the way back down. So that's why Affirm for me is a positive trade today. We did get hit, but then we took it again. So, that was a little lucky there to take that short again into this move. But I'm going to hold Affirm and see if we get 21.50. I think that's going to be my best play now on that one. But who knows? I like Affirm. Maybe it goes short, breaking through 21, if that disaster that you're talking about maybe comes through here, Neil.
Well,
but
I'm not talking disaster. I just simply said NVIDIA fill's not coming unless a disaster happens.
Right. So maybe I don't know if Affirm breaks 21 either, unless something crazy does happen.
If NVIDIA, look, let's put it this way. If I get long at like 170.50 today on NVIDIA and Affirm hasn't broken 21, I mean, come on, that's not going to happen. Like, I don't know. You can make up something that we do. Like, I could do like some, I don't know, like burpees or something, but that's not happening. Like that kind of a drop in NVIDIA, $5 from here, that would take a lot. The market's heading down to the lows, and Affirm's not going to hold up. I won't add anything to the scalp trade because it's basically, I think we both liked Affirm at the open, and we said this: unless you were on that stock at 9:30 when the market opened, or sitting in the short during the pre-market, you really weren't getting it because it just fell off a cliff. There was almost no pop. It just rolled over immediately, and then 24 was the first play. So when it came back, it gave us a gift to get that price. On the higher time frame, to kind of see why this channel works, this 22, which Sean just mentioned for the long bounce in the morning, the initial one off that drop, that's our current low. Bottom of that channel is like 2060. So somewhere in the middle makes sense to me for an out. I think we can get to that channel and then try to bounce. The current low of the day makes a little bit of sense, or at least a consolidation low, which is 21.50. So that's what I'm holding on for with Affirm. I think you can also maybe short some pops, but I'd like to see that above VWAP before I would do it.
Bitcoin quietly giving up on 30,000 around midday today. So some of the crypto-related stocks back to the downside here as well. Coinbase really wasn't doing much. I mean, it was up, obviously, just kind of chopping around. Then took a hard right turn through 70 there, guys, for Coin back to the downside here.
Oh, Coinbase. I don't have the excuse of getting wicked out on Coinbase like I did with NVIDIA because I got Coin twice on the break, and it was the same setup. We could talk about, sort of this morning, anything that was in the bottom end of a channel, made your V-shaped bottom, you broke back out, and then you had support off what previously was the resistance. That was at 65. It was just dip buys off 65. These are okay trades because you get 65. You're 65 high, 66 longs into like 69, 70, which is fine. But really, look how much there was room. 75, like maybe even higher to 80, and I didn't hold anything for 75. And then to compound that, and there's nothing wrong with Roblox, it's falling down. There's nothing wrong with the Affirm trade, but this was just as good a play to be shorting 75s on Coin. And look, you never get them all, but this is one of the stocks that was on my list this morning, so probably should have been there first. I ended up in Roblox because I was looking at things that were at the high of the day, but this is lower hanging fruit because I was watching it all day long on Coinbase. Obviously, if I think the support this morning was there at 65, that plays for this afternoon, so you're only a couple of dollars away from a potential reload there. And as I say that, even my Neo long from this morning just came out. So I wanted to hold that one all day long. I love that setup, but it couldn't seem to hold. Looks like we are going to retest some of these bottoms, maybe not all of them.
Yeah, we were, what are we talking about? Hood
Coin.
or Coinbase? Okay.
Well, either.
Yeah, either one's on the board there. We just got out of our Facebook trade. We were able to get some out there at 50, and then the dump out at 96 when it broke, 195 when it broke 196. So we got 195.90. So the break was 196 there. And we're still holding on to some of these other shorts that are pretty nice for us right now. Yeah, look, we can go. Do you want to talk Actually, hold on. Let me just show you some crypto plays right here quickly, because I know a lot of you are looking at crypto. Obviously, Neil talked a little bit about Coinbase. And then I'll throw it back to Brendan. He can give you guys the hood highlight, and then we'll talk about that. But right now, yeah, just in the last hour right now, you just gave that up, Brendan. Bitcoin breaking through 30 again right now. That could be something. We'll look at the chart in a minute. Ethereum giving back, but in the last hour, you're down a little bit here on crypto. So yeah, we are starting to give some back. And look, I mean, if you're nervous about crypto, you know, we're bouncing around right now. I don't think nervousness is like the right word here, because if you're in crypto, I mean, you've seen a lot of these plays before. This is when Tether lost. We talked about that, went down to 25, and I think Ethereum went 18 or 17, something like that.
18.
Yeah, when Tether and Luna were having all their problems, Luna still. I believe Tether's regained peg a little bit, so that I don't hold any Tether, so I wasn't even watching that trade, but that's a big move down. And then realistically, if you forget about all this, so you kind of like get rid of this, you know, 2 hours here, then I think you're looking at 28 again here. 28 held there, it held again, and it held right here before the anarchy happened. So for me, and that's not anarchy, by the way. Anarchy's like Bitcoin down to 14. But that's 28 right there. I think you got some, you know, possibilities for holding. So I was actually, Fahad's just messaging me now about, you know, trading crypto and things like that, and I think that that's a great idea. If you can't day trade, well, you can't. The markets close at 4 and open up at 9:30. So over the weekend, man, you can always look at charts the same way. I mean, there's so much liquidity now in crypto that you can really find charts that you like, either whatever you're using, Binance or Kraken, Coinbase. You can't use FTX, but any of those other names, you know, they all have great charting programs, and I feel like you can still trade crypto, obviously off market. So just get ready off market hours, normal market hours. But yeah, watch out for that 28 level there on Bitcoin.
Noticing, guys, oil day highs here, 4% on the day for crude oil as the pit session wraps up in a couple minutes for the week. But huge move for crude once again today to end off the week. Yeah, Robinhood, if you missed it this morning, it was SBF taking I think it's 7.8% stake in Robinhood. Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX CEO and co-founder, also on this show once before. SBF back to, I guess, maybe trying to expand his horizons a little bit with this.
I mean, you have a conversation with that guy or listen to him speak, and when someone like that expands their horizons, then you know the world's going to be a better place. He's incredibly intelligent, a dude there. And realistically, when you get to that level, yeah, SBF, baby, you want to have the nickname like that. But is it going to be anything more than an investment? Of course, all of the things that normally get said when you take a stake. No current plans to buy any more shares. You know, not going to try any takeover. Like, I get it. However, that's pretty standard fare. You never try to read too much into that, because even if the end game was to take them out, I'm not saying it is here at all. You'd still say those same things at the outset, but I tend to believe it and take it at face value. Certainly sees a value there, and maybe there's some synergies that can be found. Certainly, I think his voice would probably help this company, in my opinion. So maybe he has their ear. But all of that said, there was a chance, really. If you got along at the bottom, great. I think $10 was good. But this was a rollover trade. They gave you the gift. And I think with a gap up like this, and this is what I'm sort of looking at, with a gap up like that already showed you a failure in the aftermarket at 11, and then, okay, a lower high at 1075, and then another lower high. It rolled right over. You missed that trade at 930, and then it gave you this one more time, right? So that's the trade I was looking for. Probably there was a long in there somewhere when it retook 10 at that particular point. You know, like that was Neo for me, not necessarily looking at Robinhood. And now you've gotten to that 11 and failed one more time. This could be one that if I wasn't in any of the two shorts I'm in, maybe I'd be in a Robinhood short at 1080. I think for the long term here, the stock needs to get above aforementioned $11, maybe even $11.50 before it gets exciting. I think once you get above there and start holding a bit, it'll look much stronger. But this, hey man, this is the kind of purchase that maybe you come back in like a few years ago, and instead of dumping stock at the bottom, Sam Bankman-Fried is going to look again like more of a genius for picking this up. Like there is something that they have. I know we've talked about the problems that Robinhood has. And there's limitless problems that I think Robinhood has as a business that they have to fix. But they do have an appealing client base, and there is a big serviceable space out there. There's something there. And I kind of thought it would be the other thing, like we're a big, like a Schwab or somebody else would be looking at to buy them, but maybe it's someone like SBF who might have a more interesting expertise to be able to lend to it. Maybe that's what he's thinking, but
FTX doesn't conduct business in the U.S.,
Well,
so now he
that's-
has
yeah, that's
the
exactly,
gateway
yeah.
drug into the U.S. right now for that one. Okay, Mamma Mia, it might not be pineapples on this pizza, but it's definitely floating with coins because there it is, man. Microsoft, we just took that out at $258. I mean, how many times are we going to bounce around here? So that's $3 we just took out there per share on Microsoft. So there it is right there to the downside. And now it's starting to pop up. So that was a good out, maybe. We got out at 30 right there. You know, should have really got out at 58. It just bounced around here. I debated it a bunch of times. This move didn't happen. Obviously, it didn't go down to 255 right now. But right there, it's just bouncing around this 258 level. We could have got a little more greedy with it probably, and that's what I was doing, waiting to see if it broke. But one time, two times, 3 times the charm, and now we get out as it's looking to get back upside. Just in case you guys are wondering, your boy's getting ready to go long on something, and it's going to be AMD right through here, 940, 94.30 or so, right in there. If we could take that out on AMD, then we're going to start rocking to the long side, just chart reading, trying to go long through there. If we do go long, we have some outs. You can even give it $1 down here to 93.40, but you can see what we've done on AMD today. We went long early, and of course, this is going to look like, oh man, why did he get out? But these are still $1.50, $2 winners. The problem is, it went another $8. So AMD goes from 88 all the way to 96, and there's my last out right there. So we had this the whole way up. So that one, again, was a face slapper there as we go upside here on AMD and there we go. So now we're long on AMD. So we just pushed long. That came in a little faster than we thought. AMD just took off to the upside. So again, now I get nervous because of how fast that took off to the upside, but we're back into this long on AMD and let's try to manage this. Yeah, there it goes. AMD upside. What's up, Neil?
I was literally, Mike just put in the chat saying FTX is in the U.S. now, and I was like, I just messaged Brendan saying, can we confirm that's true? Because I didn't realize that.
Is it?
I looked down, I cut and pasted it, looked down, looked back, and I was literally got 2 outs on Intel as you were saying
that. The market ripped, yeah.
Yeah, the market just ripped on us there. So whatever, I guess we can celebrate that one. I won't do so with pineapple on pizza because that was an unnecessary reference.
Yep.
No one's talked about pizza, no one's talked about pineapple. There was pineapple in our lunch today, but we get the salad, so it's always there. But we'll hot dog it up because there's some games to enjoy this weekend, one of which is more important than others. But yeah, have a nice hot dog with, and then catch the game. Game 7 win by the Leafs. Hopefully, I'm saying that knowing that we're likely to get disappointed because that's what Leafs fans tend to do. But yeah, nice little spike in the futures. But guess what we got to? We got to the ES at 4,000. That's basically what just happened here. Like we spiked up. On that last little move, got right to 4,000. The second we got there was like an instant pullback.
Yeah.
So like there were sellers that came right in at that level. Obviously, that's going to be a big psychological one or a big resistance. If we can get back above 4,000, that can go a long way to getting back toward the highs. Clearly, would have to consider about where we want to get out of a firm if that were to be the case. But for now, that's still going to be working if we're going to resist that level. But I'm still looking for some other longs. Clearly, we didn't end up getting. I got the Intel, but we didn't end up getting anything else down there. Just the Intel long off 43. We'll see what else can try to come in here, but the market testing 4,000. Oh, let's get above it.
Man. Oh, okay. I guess we're done the rundown. That's pretty good. All right, so AMD is making me nervous. Why? Because I didn't realize we just got to 4,000.
Oh, no.
That could be a stop and go spot there on the on the ES, and this is what we're talking about right now. 4,000 on the ES right there. Just got hit, and then it dropped back off. So you never want to, like Neil said there, you never want to like punch long at the very top, and I feel like that's sort of what we did on AMD. But you can see we're long at 32, and AMD's at 32. So right now, all is good. We're kind of flat on this trade, but I have emptied out of 20% right now at like 40 or whatever that just ripped up to. Just scalping out like small, making those fees back. I'm nervous about this position. Let's see if it takes it out. Like if it goes above that 4,000 on the S&P, then yeah, this position is going to be hopefully wicked, but we'll wait. You know, maybe 95 is a little bit of a better out. We have these bottoms right here at 60 as well. So if you're going to take pieces out, I think that's reasonable. We just went down to 94. So I don't know, man. There are some dip spots here that I'm a little worried about, including this 93.80 area. So this is a little bit of a problem for me. But hey, let's just continue to trade. Hopefully the market can rally for us. We're long AMD. You got to be in the names that you trust. I trust AMD to the long side. It paid me off huge in the morning. Let's see if it does it again here.
A ton of excitement in the market right now because of higher volatility, guys. That means there's a lot of new people, new entrants into the market, testing out their trading skills, possibly for the first time. In this video, we're going to tell you three, not two, but three skills new traders must learn if they're going to be successful over time.
I mean, there are a lot of skills that you have to learn as a trader. 100%. But I'll tell you this one, and we've probably said it over and over again, and it's a difficult one to learn because trading, I'm not saying it's like it's gambling, but it can be like that. The rush that you get and the excitement level from it, patience is so important to a trader. And the truth of the matter is, when you trade, you want a lot of things to set up. You want to have a reason to get into a trade. You want to have a knowledge of what it is to be wrong and where you're going to get out and some concept of where the stock is going. And the first two parts of that equation go side by side. If you are not willing to wait for your entry price, you can end up off base, and then it's really, really easy to make a mistake. Now, you know, I'm gonna cherry pick something here because I got out on a bad wick, but let's just imagine that I was just not willing to hold this trade. Look at something like an NVIDIA. I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame so that you can see. We had this breakdown the last last week, or this week I should say, last couple of days, past this 168 area, and then you made a big time 10% retracement, or just less than that, made a bottom at 155, and then you regained that price level. You know, the truth of the matter is, when you are in a trade like this, and it opens up this much room, right? There's two sets of patience. Either you are telling yourself, if I get into this trade, I cannot be scalping it out. I need to be holding it. Look at how much room there is. Your outs should be here, here, here when you're holding on to it. But the other aspect of that trade, which actually did work out for me, is when you zoom into it saying, well, if you get into this trade, it's not invalid until it really tests that low. So you have to be very, very patient in terms of where it is that you choose your ins and outs. Sometimes in that morning rush when things are going crazy, you can sit back and not be doing anything. It's all fun and games and fun to, you know, ring the register to make a couple of bucks, and that can be a really good trade for you. But if the setup requires more than that, where it's like, no, there's $10 worth of upside to risk 3, you can be in there scalping for 1 or 2, and you can still find it out, and it might work. But the patience of the bigger move in the long term is what's going to end up working out for you sometimes a little bit better. So, you know, have that bit of patience, be willing to take a step back from the excitement and allow the trades to develop.
Yeah, you actually kind of stole mine. I was going to try to use patience as well because I think that that's something that I've really learned over the last little while, especially in this market, is like wait for key levels and stuff. So I think that that's an absolute genius, little suggestion there for sure as it goes. But you know what? Mine's going to be something very, very similar. And honestly, it's just about preparation and watching out for key names on key levels, and I'm going to say watch list, and I'm going to pump our own watch list right here. It's completely free. It's at tradertv.live, and whether or not you use our watch list, somebody else's watch list, we also have, by the way, the sticky note that we can talk about here on that I put out every day. Neil puts out a little bit of something every morning as well, and all the sticky note is just talking about key levels and why we're looking for these things, right? So you had Hood with news, you had Affirm with news. We have big tech rally time today. We thought it was going to go up, but you have to find out which names you like and why. So our watch list, I mean, talk about doing a good job. Like all these names on here. Why is Twitter moving? Why is Robinhood moving? Affirm, Coinbase, meme stocks. They're all on here. And that's really, honestly, that's what preparation's all about. Like if you can sit down in front of your computer, and especially as a beginning trader, what do I look at? Like I remember when I started even started trading here, day trading, it was like, oh, what names do I want? Like you have that anxiety about sitting down in front of, a computer and say, okay, I need to make money today. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And you get really excited about it. Well, if you just slow down, and this goes to the patience thing as well, and you say, what names do I like and why? You can use there's tons of resources out there. My suggestion is find one that you trust and go with it, and then you can start to make your own watch lists. You know what I mean? That's where the sticky note came from. I look at our watch list and say, don't really like that. Yep, like that. And what do I like about it? So I really feel like preparation as far as a watch list is concerned, knowing what you're going to trade on a daily basis and why you want to do it, not only does that help you in your current environment, but that could help you for the week, the month. Get your minds, the space ready to go to trade, and then you're trading the right names day after day.
The best part about all three of these guys is they go together. They tie in together, which all together will make you a better trader. The last one's going to be organization. You have to be organized in what you are doing, whether it comes to making a plan, as Sean was saying, or when it comes to being patient. When you have a plan, you in turn become a patient person. When you're organized, you can keep better track of your trades and learn how to control your risk as well. You can be organized on a daily basis, which will prepare you for the day better. So 3 tips, guys, for new traders to make you a little more comfortable in these crazy markets. I wanted to mention a couple of things here. The airlines, for one, were very, very strong today, along with some of the other travel stocks. But I just noticed that a few of them, guys, coming back to the downside, but a group we really haven't looked at or talked about today, but a bit of a downtick there for some of the airlines. Also, as I said, some of the casinos, hotels still showing all kinds of strength. But I mean, the market kind of chopping around here, still positive on the day, though.
I'd say like some of the airlines look pretty I know everything sort of pulled back there. We went over that with the move in the ES and the little bounce we had, but I'd say relatively strong on the airlines. But I mean, forget about this wick on AAL, but the trend is unbroken, at least in this particular name that I'm watching. So, if we're starting to think about, and I'm going to add this to the list now, and thank you, Brendan, for that, the names that we might look for on dip buys, it's got probably some support in the channel of 16 to 16.15. It's then just held VWAP on this 15-minute, and it's got room to run. It never actually got to, that next level of resistance. So this is something which is still in its trend, still has the room to go to like this 17 area. Would you want to get a decent price here to make sure if you're stopping out 15.95 that you're not putting up 45 to 50 cents to try and make 45 to 50 cents? Yeah, sure, you probably want a little bit of a dip, but I think it goes in play. I just put in the chat, with this 30,000 break, I've been determined to actually look at MSTR for some trades. And I was watching it in front of 200. I kind of like some levels there. So AL just got added to my list, but I want to see dip just a little bit further before I bought. And I like MSTR. I mean, it's still tricky to get filled, but I'd like to see it try to crack 200 and then fail and see if I can't get a short. Because if we hold below 30,000, I could definitely see this giving you a shot at some of these lows. But, it's a very, very tricky entry. Right now, it's got a spread of about 70 cents, but I just saw over $1 a minute ago. And I'm judging the volume, and it's not looking great. So, I can like the level, but if I don't see the volume start to improve in the next couple of minutes, I might have to forget about that. But there's plenty of volume in AAL, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just going to even just dumb it down a little bit, just because, I think for AAL, great day trading. All these tools are great day trading tools for sure. But this JETS ETF has pulled back a lot here. And I feel like we've talked about this. This is an ETF that holds all of the airlines. And I'm going to show you the weightings in a second. And I said this yesterday when I was speaking with my father, and it was like, you know what? Maybe the best thing to do right now is to dip into the triple Qs. I've already been talking about SMH and things like that. The reason why is these are all ETFs. The triple Qs, of course, is the NASDAQ 100. And it's like, that way you're not really taking single stock risk in case something were to happen to one individual stock, like a Boeing or something like that. Obviously, we're talking about airlines, not manufacturers. But, I like the JETS ETF, and I just think that if you feel that international, domestic travel, all this is coming back. First of all, my play for that would be Airbnb. I've talked about that over and over again. I don't really like the airlines. with just the way they're levered and everything. And I know that a lot of that has changed over the last decade or so, the way that they do that. But just with gas prices and everything. And again, I know they're hedged, but it's just a concern for me, some of those prices. You never know when the scale is going to tip, and all of a sudden one of these guys talks about fuel or jet fuel and all that kind of stuff, and then sends it down a little bit. But you can see today, nice movement. This is what the holdings are in the Jets ETF. So it's 12% UAL. I'm not going to go over this. We can all see it. But the point is, all those top 4 or 5 big names here, Sun Country Airlines, we never talk about that name, but there's Air Canada also, so giving you some international exposure. But as you can see, the big weightings here, it looks like 50% is UAL, DAL, AAL, and Southwest, LUV. So you're getting a lot of coverage here in the Jets ETF. And I don't know, I actually don't, like I said, I don't own it. So let me just double check. I don't believe they'll pay a dividend, but they might. Let me just check. And what I use for this, and again, this is a little lazy, it's just FinViz. Obviously, we could ask Brendan, but I don't want to. Yeah, they don't have anything here because it's an ETF, but I'm not sure that they would pay a dividend. So, because again, it's the airline. So we'll wait to see if that is the case. But I like the Jets ETF, so that way you're not single stock picking, but there's nothing wrong with single stocks. I mean, I own a lot of them. So I do like that strategy as well. But great topic there, Brendan.
I actually see a yearly one. One time a year, there's a dividend for Jets. Veru, looking a little lively here once again, just popped up on volume, guys. Back to 13 again, Fahad, for Veru.
Neil saw in the chat that someone said, "Who the hell is this Fahad guy?"
Yeah, I know.
And
but you guys know Fahad.
No, they don't. We've never shown Fahad, I don't think. But it doesn't matter. We don't have to.
We don't have to.
What I was going to say is Fahad's part of our production team and joined about, what, 2 months ago? How long you been here? 1 month.
It's only been 1 month.
1 month. Wow. And he's that good already.
I know.
Yeah, unbelievable. But that's why I always joke about Fahad. Stop looking at your trading and focus. But that's just a joke. I mean, obviously, all this switching back and forth. But hey, Veru, Neil, it was your trade of the day.
Well, hold a second. But I didn't. By the way, I didn't make that up because when I came in this morning, like Fahad was taught, he was like, "Hey, Veru, breakout. Like it's strong today. Like it wasn't just Dominic or some of the other guys, people in the chat. I think was multiple, and I didn't catch everybody that was talking about it, but lots of people were saying it. Fahad was in there, and that's what happens if you come and work on this production crew. You get really interested in the markets. I wonder why that happens to you, but
no idea why.
Yeah, up 43%. It's a screamer, but I can tell you the volume, it's trying to pick up here. You can definitely see it's found a bid. Oddly enough, it's like, okay, so resistance where this little short happened at 1350, and then where it stopped out from breaking, this 1230 level, now this is the channel that it's in. The way you trade this inside, usually, I don't think it's to scalp the inside of this range. Typically, one of the things you can do is like you can short the top, you could scalp some of it, but then if it breaks, you've got yourself a tight stopped trade that you can maybe work down to like $11, or if you like the long, you'd be trying to do the opposite, which is long at 12.50, give it to 12 and a quarter or 12 even, scalp some out when it gives you the 30 or 40 cents, and then maybe try to hold some for a break. Now, given what it's done this morning, and I usually say this for things that try to break out but then hold support, that you'd favor that long style of the trade, but that's usually for something which holds the morning support. So I'm not really into the long down here unless you have increasing volume. Oh, there we go.
Are we trying to break again or what?
Are we breaking down again?
No, up, I think.
We are?
Why did
MSTR go in the money then?
Oh, MSTR, well, yeah, I mean, remember when Neil's talking about MSTR.
Oh, the spread. It's the
yeah,
spread.
basically it's the Bitcoin. It's all that stuff. I'm getting excited here because, unfortunately, if it goes up, great. I mean, I don't have any offers now until 60, on the upside, trying to break there. We took a little bit of profit. Then, like I said, super nervous right now about the market. And again, it's like, I told you I have this mental block. Like, I don't want to give back how great the morning was. So I'm not trying to go crazy right now with some of these trades. I did put on a full position for AMD, honestly, when it broke there. But then I started getting nervous when it didn't go. We saw yesterday when Microsoft broke levels and AMD broke levels, we just started to go up. Like, I was like, if we take out this 94.30, I want to be long. We got long. It was no problem. But then it started dancing around. Like, it went right away against me, like 40 cents. And then when it came back up, I was like, okay, I'll take some out for 10 cents. So we did that, but then it went back down and started dancing at these levels that I'm getting out on down here in the 70s. So we're lucky we never got stopped out right now. So when it came back up, we started to get out more. And right there, I could have got out some more for another win. But at the same time, we've sort of given some money back here on some of these outs. All the outs are in the 20s. I'm talking like 15 cents worth of a hit. It's nothing. But we don't want to give it back. We're a little nervous. I'm going to try to buy some back here. Excuse me, 94.03 or 94.04. We'll try to buy some back, and then we will still have that same out down here in the 70s. So we break that 80, we're going to get out, and then we'll see what happens. But for right now, instead of just giving up on this trade, let's get some more long. And the reason why we're nervous again is this is not breaking. This is the NASDAQ. So NQ up here, we're still up 3%. Well, I hope we get up 3%. But look at this. This is what you call, and this is how you know Fahad is listening and doing well. Because you know what he said to me? Veru was barcoding. We didn't even use barcoding until someone in our chat used it about a year and a half ago. Remember?
Yeah, we didn't make it up. That's
we was like, that's a great term. And so right now the NASDAQ is barcoding at these levels. It's just up and down and around. I don't want to be too interested in the long until we break, which is why I got excited, because I thought right here that we were breaking higher. So let's see if it wants to go higher up here. But for right now, the NASDAQ barcode central, and we're just going to wait now for AMD to get back upside. If we could take the bottom of this, great. Otherwise, let's hold for somewhere around here, 60s, get a piece out, like I said, and then we'll start to go higher and hopefully be able to get out 94, 95 again, like we did off that long earlier. So again, it's not like we're afraid to hold, we're not, but this is how I trade. Little bit of an upsized position, be able to scalp some out, and then, wipe our brow and let the rest ride. So that's what we're trying to do now. But Neil, because...
Market's coming up here.
Right, exactly. Because the market's coming up now, and because it's Friday the 13th, and just because, we're going to see if we can hold into a rally into the close. So not get out, try to hold 50% into that rally. So here we go, upside. Let's get a piece out here at 55. Come on, 55. I'm sitting at 55. Ooh, you just saw it touch 54. Let's go through 54 and print me at 55, and then we'll see what happens here. Come on, let's go. One more push. I'm at 55. There it is. Got it out. Yes, sir. We'll fire off the cannon. My wife just said we're having sausage tonight. Give me that. Right there. I'm like a hot Italian kind of sausage guy.
Of course.
I knew that'd be for you.
With Dijon.
Yeah, Dijon's, I'm down. I'm down plain.
Or the honey mustard.
I'm going to be out. You know what I'm going to be out there doing tonight? Where is that thing? We have the barbecue.
But usually.
Yeah, go ahead. There it is.
So a lot of times you'll say that when it's not barbecuing weather, and I'll be like.
Today, though.
Not me, but today
let me find out.
It is 100% grill weather.
23 degrees Celsius.
It was 30 degrees at one point last night.
What, overnight?
Oh, no, sorry, in the evening.
Okay, yeah.
So I was driving my daughter to gymnastics,
then,
so it's her first year doing gymnastics.
That's great.
And I didn't realize this, but they didn't have any AC at her gymnastics.
What?
So I'm in my sweatpants and
you're
t-shirt.
jamming.
But it's if I had known, I'd have been a tank top and shorts
How
and
did
sandals.
she like it, by the way?
She loves it.
Good.
But it was balls hot in there. I'm like, you can't, it's way too hot.
She don't care about that.
She didn't care. The downstairs has big doors they can open up, but the upstairs where they have the little kids, it was boiling
By the way,
hot.
you just
And
said balls hot, by the way.
Oh, I can't say that?
No, you can do it. I'm saying, I'm trying to give you confidence to say this more. So
but all the parents in there were the ones that had clearly been there before, they were all literally dressed as if it was going to be super hot. And then you could tell everybody that was their first year because we're all sitting there in long pants, sweating buckets. This market's starting to come up. By the way, I cannot let MSTR wait for 30,000 in Bitcoin. It's too thin. But here comes Roblox back up to the high of the day. I'm holding Intel because it's the only long I have. But suddenly you're back into these levels for Reload Central. Roblox up 15%. I don't think I said that the first time.
That's the Roblox traders right there, just. But you know what? Honestly, if you hold Roblox shares, you're probably out of the money. Let's be perfectly honest.
I didn't put the daily chart up.
Yeah. Don't put the daily chart up, Neil. Remember when Nasdaq was up, Fahad, a minute ago when it was up 2.8, and I was like, oh, maybe we get to 3%. How about that? What kind of a move is this? We just went long down here on AMD, and got out because we were scared a little bit there when we shouldn't be. Like, hello, I've traded for 21 years. But there it is. We get a little bit out, but that's fine. I mean, honestly, we took it out for 10. I told you, these were 10 cents. Like, this is 24. Where am I long? 32. 6 cent hit. 4 cent hit, right? Now we're in the money, 50 cents on this trade, and we have the position that we want. So let's go to the upside. We just took a look at that. We just took a piece out 75 as we're Rip City right now. Do you know what NBA team, Neil, goes by Rip City?
Rip City. I actually don't know that.
The Portland Trailblazers.
Portland?
Who was that behind us?
Who said that?
No way, that was not Pratt. That was not
I know
Pratt.
you said it. Someone said it behind too.
That was not Pratt. Okay, well, someone's going to get a free coffee
You know
mug.
what's weird? I had a conversation with someone who we were talking about shooting guards the other day randomly, and I said something about Drexler, and I got DM'd saying Clyde Drexler was a small forward. I'm like, no, he wasn't. He was a shooting guard.
Wasn't he?
So, no, he was a shooting guard.
Oh,
and I go,
okay.
not only that, I said, yeah, he's a shooting guard because they already had Jerome Kersey. I can
Right.
tell you the whole story. Look, man, they
were hot, man. Those guys were hot.
sick, man. They had Buck Williams at power forward. Terry Porter was a point guard.
Terry Porter jacked those threes,
He would
boy.
hit the threes. Like, they had Robinson came on late as the sixth man.
I mean,
for
does
them.
anybody know, Clifford Robinson?
Clifford Robinson.
Does anybody know NBA Jam? I mean, that's where you know Terry Porter from, draining those trays on everybody. I liked Glenn Rice and Alonzo Mourning. Because then
That
you
was a
got
good
the
team.
3, you got the D from Alonzo, and you get the rebounds in there as well. But there it is right now. Let's dab it up
might
because,
take this.
yeah, there it is. Muggsy Bogues is also good in that game as well for Charlotte because
But in real life, he can't shoot. That was a bit of a miss. That was a bit of a problem in the game. Like, he was quick and he could
Yeah,
steal everything,
yeah.
but he'd be
I mean,
he's
he's
able to hit
4'3"
threes
or something.
But Muggsy
How
couldn't.
did he win didn't he win the dunk
No,
contest?
you're thinking of Spud
Spud
Webb.
Webb. Spud Webb. Yeah.
So you-
Or Nate Robinson. He won the slam dunk contest and then got knocked out by the best boxer in the world, Jake Paul.
It's true. You know I just actually I just got out of intel, by the way, but I have a really good slam dunk story. The very first slam dunk contest I saw, I'm pretty sure Spud Webb won it, but 2 of the dudes who actually got caught for doping in Seoul for Canada, Ben Johnson and
Okay, I thought
Desai
you were
Williams.
talking about basketball.
It was one of them. It was literally his
Trainer.
No, it wasn't his trainer, but it was basically his party for getting married and whatnot. But I forget what they call it. But anyways,
Bachelor party?
Not bachelor party. They might have been his bachelor
I don't know.
party.
I'm not even
but
sure
I was
where
like,
this is
I was like
going.
8 or 10 years old,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm at this like bachelor party or whatever it was for like these Olympian guys.
Okay.
And as I get there, I'm like a little kid. Ben Johnson's driving away in his Ferrari, and I'm like, what am I walking into? And then I'm with 2 Olympians. One, Mark McCoy, won a gold medal. Desai was in the finals for the 100 meters.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Spud Webb against Dominique Wilkins, this little kid, thinking like, this is a pretty good life. And then nothing after that. It's like I barely knew these guys. It was cool as crap though. Like Spud Webb, back in the day, you guys think dunk contests are good now?
No, nobody thinks they're good now.
Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, like back then, like you'd watch it, they'd go up one time and blow your mind. There wasn't no 20 misses in a row.
no.
Oh, look at me. I can
gotta
make this dunk after 8 times and 5 commercial breaks.
No.
I hate
that.
the dunk contest
They
now.
got to
It's
revamp
stupid.
that. I mean, it's ridiculous that you can take it like 100 times. Even Shaq, you know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got up and left the slam dunk contest this year.
Of course he did.
So let's
Of course
just
he did.
take that for
But let's
what-
bring some register.
take
We'll
that
hit the
for what it's
back. We'll hit this because that move back to the upside, that was pretty quick. And when we get to VWAP like that, I get a little bit nervous when it gets overextended. My gut feeling is when you get parabolic movement, there's a fade coming in. So I just took off that Intel trade. Like I said, I reloaded on the short and Roblox. We'll see if that works out. For now, it looks like it might be, but that's a little bit fast. I'll go long this again if we get any chance to grab it. But that was a pretty quick movement when we've just been showing a little bit of a pullback in the market. I didn't see anything too crazy outside of a rejection at 17 on UVXY. But, for now, it looks like it's holding support at 1650 on UVXY. I think we'll get another chance to buy that dip. Although the Affirm maybe should have been an out. I'm kind of thinking to myself, yeah, that target we had, I'll reload it if we get back to 24.
Wait a second.
But I think I'm going to take this out at 22.5 if it comes back there.
Can we confirm that like Joe Biden's coming on to talk about something there, Brendo? Because
Seriously?
people are talking in the chat to get out of everything because this guy's coming at 3. I don't. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden or anything like that. I mean, I don't care. If he's going to talk about the economy or something, that's something that we'll try to get to you guys in a couple minutes. It doesn't matter. It's not going to make me get in or out of any of these positions. But if he starts
It's
talking
good to
about
know.
energy, who knows? So there's something to watch out for there. If he goes on, EVs, things like that. I don't know. But we just got out of AMD at 95. That's what we talked about right there. What was that? I don't know, but we'll say diamond hands right now for the AMD trade. At least we're holding some of it, Brendan.
So yeah, coming up at 3 o'clock, guys, he's supposed to deliver remarks on public safety. So not sure he's going to talk at all about the market or inflation or anything like that unless they start asking him questions. But investing American Rescue Plan funding to make communities safer. So it's public safety. But yeah, at 3 o'clock it's supposed to start, which means it'll probably be 4.
I mean, it's not on a topic that matters, but
It'd
you never
probably
know.
be 4, he said. You missed that one.
Well, yeah. No.
You know,
It'll be like
Obama was
320, 330.
Yeah, I think there was a stat, like some sort of website out there that I think, although people think Joe Biden might be setting the record for being late to press conferences, but I think it was Obama just let the press wait the longest out of all. I just saw a website about that. That could be. And I feel like President Trump was like always right there. I don't know if that's true. Coming out the helicopter, remember that? Like how many pressers did he do? Have we ever even seen Joe Biden in the helicopter?
You guys, we're Canadians, right? But the first thing we noticed was like, holy crap. Donald Trump would do a ton of press conferences in front of with a helicopter in the background. I'm like, what is it? Is this like a deal that he loves about it, or is this some sort of a psychological thing? And nobody else does it. I don't think I've seen Joe do it one time.
Was that Trump's helicopter?
Is that a thing? Like, is helicopters in Trump a thing?
Yeah, you think that would be like an Air Force One type of like side gig there?
If I had that plane. Every press conference is coming from that. You know, I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm living on Air Force One if that's me, but.
I know Trudeau ain't got no helicopter. That's for damn sure. He probably does. And
the Canadian Prime Minister probably has to fly coach
for it.
He's flying coach.
He ain't flying coach, man. He's billing the taxpayers.
Joking.
That guy's flying first class, man.
I know.
Trudeau. Oh man, we're actually going through provincial elections coming up soon. So.
Boeing is back at 127. It could be a fade. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Let's start talking. I don't know why someone said Kathy Woods is like Gilbert Arenas. Didn't Gilbert Arenas bring like a gun to a game or something, or to a locker room or something?
He pulled a gun on his team.
Right. I don't know. So that's what I remember. Gilbert Arenas was a great talent though. But anyways, we'll move on off that one.
He was firing college.
Yeah. College, Gabe. He thought he was supposed to get drafted number 1. Remember, it was Richard Jefferson, and he was like, not that Richard Jefferson went number 1, but
5, I think.
Got drafted ahead of him, and he was like trash talking that. But okay, shout out to Richard Jefferson and the old school New Jersey Nets. Okay, so here we go, man. We are now $1 in the money, feeling like Superman again. Hey, this is the Friday feels. 0 red stocks today. Lots of money. Upside. Let's go. Here goes AMD. Hey, guys, we just punched long. 94.30. Like 25, 30 minutes ago, right there, right at 230. So there it is, a nice little bump up here. We're getting into this level. I'm actually offering 27 right now. I don't know why, but here it is. I'm just gonna get out right now. Like if I can just get these there. I just got 15s. So, we put it out. We offer those 15s right there. Did I get 15 or 16? I think I might have got a dark pool. No, that was fine. We actually got 15s. So there it is, another out. So we're taking another 80 cents on that one. Now we'll just hold the rest and see if we can moon on this name back up to 96 bucks. Again, look at these trades today on AMD. Long down here and out, finally up there, the last piece. We're trying to do that again. And then long right here, and now we're upside one more time here for AMD. I just wish I didn't out of these trades. We should have still held some of those, but getting really nervous because I didn't want that market to turn around and retest back down here. So we were getting really nervous there on those breaks. Thankfully it didn't happen, and now you're getting that upside move. But again, even if it did happen, that's a 94.30 out 93.80. So that would have been a 50 cents worth of a hit. Right now we're in the money 90 on AMD. So well worth it, but I got to work on my ratios here and trust sometimes these trades that we put on.
Yeah, not that kind of ratio, the good ratios. Because like on Twitter, your ratio on Twitter is like when you do something bad, right? You get the horrible ratio of
Is it? I don't know that.
I've seen it before where it's like you want to have the right ratio between likes and comments kind of thing.
And to your followers.
Like if ain't nobody liked it, but then a bunch of people comment because what you said is stupid, you got ratio kind of.
I got it, ratio.
And I only know that from
Neil's very woke.
There's a bunch of sport. So I've seen it when like some people I follow for sports reasons will say something pretty innocuous, and the next thing you know, it's like everyone's all over them. They end up getting quote unquote ratio.
Got it.
Hopefully. Well, like I said, this is weird, man. I came in here thinking we'd go upside, and liking longs, and now I'm out of Intel. I'm out of Neo. I just took Boeing to the short side, and I reloaded Roblox, which is starting to work. I'm going to scalp some of this Roblox out once it gives me 1-to-1 in the 70s, and then I want to take some of this curl on Boeing, probably out around VWAP as well, just because it's a strong market, man. Like, let's be honest here. Like, this is a strong end of the week. That's what we have the feels for. So let's just sort of play into that by taking wins when Roblox is still a New York stock. Taking the wins when we have them to the short side, and this time I will get all out of Roblox at VWAP. I made that mistake before. No, not this time. If it gets down to 32s, I'm going to take it all out. It's up 15%. I didn't show you the daily chart last time. I'll show you the daily chart this time. This stock hasn't begun to think about breaking out. Like right now, it's thinking about breaking out. And when it gets to 35, it'll actually be breaking out, but it hasn't gotten there just yet. So it's got room to run. Lots of things have room to run, obviously, but when you get these gifts in a bullish stock, if you're long from the morning, there's no way you're not holding on to a piece of it. Like if you've got a break on at $30 on Roblox, let's just say, right, and you made that hero trade in the morning, maybe you're holding it from earlier in the week. You're holding on to a piece of this, whether you're swinging it and holding it over the weekend or you're still holding on for the close because the trend is pretty good. You haven't violated it. So I might not see this one extend through. That's why you got to scalp some out. And the Boeing trade, it's just such a bullish move off that bottom. It was news-based, so if I can get a little something off of it in front of you, I'll go ahead and do that as well. I don't think we've even looked at something like Tesla today, but I did want to note, because I always have it up, it's getting right back. It just bounced off that 760, where I had a couple of shots at it off that level. It's still very, very weak today, at least in terms of how it's reacted when it's popped. I'm a little surprised it has not been able to get through that 780 to 785. I really thought we'd be able to get that break up, but it did the same thing yesterday. Remember, the market was breaking, and it wasn't giving you more than $5, $6 at a time when I thought it would give you 10 to 15. So in the back of my mind, I'm not loving the Tesla break as much as I did yesterday because it was very stubborn.
Like,
it's getting exciting back here.
What is going on? We have like 10 people back there, and it sounds like it's Party Central. Oh, by the way, the worst customer service in the world belongs to
Toronto Blue Jays.
The Toronto Blue Jays. We're trying to organize a game, an outing next week. This time next week, hopefully, we're going to be going to a game. So, and we're trying to phone and find out group tickets. We're going to try to get a box or something at the Rogers Centre, take everybody out, get a couple pops, so on and so forth. We suggested pre-drinking so that we can save a little bit of money.
It's a little expensive to drink at the Rogers
that one,
Centre.
and then we'll go there, and we'll still throw down when we get there. But and then nobody's answering. I was on hold for 25 minutes trying to find a group sales agent at the Toronto Blue Jays. So if any of you work at the Toronto Blue Jays, hit me up on Twitter, or Neil, one of us.
Why can't Tony hook us up? No.
Oh yeah. No, but he works in the bar.
No, I know. I'm
he
saying
works
that
in the
as a joke.
bar, but very
oh my
valid
goodness,
point.
we should try to sit somewhere where like close to where he'd be.
Oh, regardless, if Tony's working that night, I'm going there.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Every time
but I don't want him to overpour because I don't want.
Every time we're there at the same time, he's literally working on the other side of the stadium.
Go for a walk, man.
Yeah, but I'm with my daughter. And,
Yeah. Put on your shoulders.
Look, if Aaron doesn't want to go to the 500 section, and we're not
500 section.
That's where he was last time. Like, then we're not going to the 500. Like, what she says goes. So you know how that works, right? Like, I want to watch
my kids.
If she misses Vladdy, then we got a problem. So,
she doesn't see him like bat or yeah.
She some people
but
go there to watch the
game. Too bad
game.
you're not on the first base side then.
That's
For
true.
your seats.
Yeah.
But then you don't get to see the Blue Jays warm up. Yeah. I like the third base side.
And he'll
better.
throw balls, and sometimes he'll sign, and then she's like, Vladdy.
She's all about Vladdy because of the hair, right? Probably. Yeah.
Plus
he hits the ball.
every single player with the long hair, Bo, Vladdy, it doesn't matter. She's like, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah,
so.
well, it is pretty cool. Okay, so, all right. Someone said Fahad sounds like a Mortal Kombat character. Yeah, well, he is one. So don't mess with Fahad right now. Okay, how do you trade scalp? Okay, well, I'm here, and if you follow every single one of my trades, you should be able to see that. So what's up to YT Bullet Raja right there? All right, so let's go. All right, here we go. This is something here, 95.60. I have an offer right here to see if we can get out near the high of the day on AMD. And then, like we said before, when the market was down 1% from here, just when we started the show, I was like, I'm going long. We went long. Unfortunately, this Facebook trade This happened to me yesterday, happened to me again today. We take that long at 196. It breaks 196 and we get, 196.30. We break, it breaks and we get out. And right now it's $1.80 in the money. But okay, we don't have it, so we're going to go over to AMD, and which is a lot smoother once levels break, I find. It wasn't smooth here, but now AMD's just touched 40. Let's get one more piece out here in case this move stops. Well, maybe we don't need to. Will the NASDAQ go back up to today's high? Maybe we can start a poll there, Valeria. Will the NASDAQ close at or around its highs? How about that? That's not bad. We don't have to worry about it going negative or up or down 3%. Or we could just go greater than or less than 3%. I'll let you guys or Ms. V choose that one. But I think that would be a fun poll. What's up to Bears versus Bulls Media as well? What's up, Brendan?
I like
Eli Lilly, guys, just popping up on volume here. The FDA giving them approval for a diabetes treatment. So volume coming into LLY.
Yeah, there's a big Alzheimer's drug I'm pretty sure that they're working on. I'm in Eli Lilly, and that's been a safe haven for sure.
It's a great stock.
We talked about that's amazing. I mean, I feel really lucky to have bought the XLE and then switched over to Eli Lilly. We got into Nucor as well at 95. That's really been working. Check out the daily here on Eli Lilly. It does have a top of 320. I didn't get out. I haven't get out of any of this, so that's pretty silly. The next time we're near this 300, I think it's worth it. We're long down into here. And we just got it. It's in here, actually. That's what I mean. We just got it. I don't know. So lucky. It took off like ridiculous. And I was just like, maybe I'll hold this. As all the other stocks I had were going far right bottom, this was going far right top. So right now we'll wait. If we get back to 300, definitely worth taking some out. Maybe even right here is pretty good, man. We were just at 280. The thing is, it's down today. So if the NASDAQ, it's down because it's a value stock. Like they pay a dividend. It's Eli Lilly, and all the money right now today is going into this bad boy, the Nasdaq. So that's why Eli Lilly down. I think the next major move down on the Nasdaq, this name gets back to $3 bills, and then we'll take some out. But hey, nothing wrong with scalping some out even today if you have some longs from down into here on Eli Lilly.
I think I was the first person to vote on the poll. And it's going to seem weird that I voted it will, because it's like, do you think it will close at or around day highs? And I learned a very valuable thing from a statistics professor, or maybe it was a textbook, I actually don't remember. But if you get a bet like that, then where is it right now? It's simply the easiest answer, and we're at or around highs. So if you're at or around highs, the best thing is to bet that that's exactly where it'll be. If you want to predict the stock price of something tomorrow, what is it at right now? And then you just say, well, that's the most likely place for it to be.
Yeah, because
clearly not always right, but statistics. But either way, I want it to happen even though I'm short. Speaking of those, like I said, I took some out of Roblox. I'm not going to go back to the well a third time, not with us churning back toward the highs. Like I feel like we've been a little bit too strong in this stock. Start thinking about that. I think you're looking for where you can catch some bids or where you can catch some breaks in case we do take out that high. I wouldn't normally say this, but I mean, we're here, and you're in the bottom end of the channel. The support that GameStop has put in for the last hour and a half just happens to be the wick bottom from this morning. It's this 95 on a dime. So you have two setups. One, break out 97.50 here. If the market can take the high, you might have a chance to get to 100. Not that bad. Maybe even break that. Or simply just grab it in front of this 95 if we play the range and tight stop it at 95 even. Either way, I think you like the risk to reward. Sets up better for the long. Oddly enough, on GameStop. Not normally something I would do. Usually I'd be thinking about a fade, but it's at the low. So risk to reward, to me, trumps everything. And I'm going to go long in front of 95. If we break out, I need to see volume get better or the market take out the highs. But certainly I can sit on the bid.
All right, there we go. All right, I was just going to say I was working to get out here on some AMD. We take another piece out. Look, I was waiting for 95.60, to be honest with you. I got 35 there, so I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy again that waits for these ultimate highs and then don't get it. So we'll now wait. We talked about putting this on and holding at least 50%, and that's exactly what we did. We held more than 50%, but after getting out there, then we held 50%. So we still have more room to go here to the upside. Let's see if AMD, my next offer, is going to be literally at 95.80, and I'm not going to move it this time. 95.80 for AMD. Let's see if we can take $1.50 on a piece of this. We're already in the money $1. Let's go over and see what Brendan's up to.
So the current Twitter CEO, I was just checking on Tesla and Twitter here. The current Twitter CEO saying he expects this deal to get done, guys. So not much reaction here. I mean, Tesla's still having a really nice day, but the current CEO of Twitter saying he expects this deal with Elon to get done.
All right.
Well,
I mean, I don't.
But here's the thing, like,
If his only problem is fake accounts.
But if you're at Twitter right now, like if a deal doesn't get done, people have been saying the stock is worth in the 20s or maybe at best in the 30s. So what else would you say? Like you're not going to speak out negatively against the deal because you want the stock price to hold up. I think that makes a lot of sense. But you know what? It actually has been ever since Elon tweeted, still committed to acquisition. It made this move to the upside. And my first reaction when I saw this move was to start scalping it right around this $40 level. And then I was doing that from like $7.50 till like $8.12 or so. And then, we're doing our prep and all that kind of stuff. And I got away from it. We broke down, held 19. And then the second the market opened up, it just reestablished 40 as support. And then I didn't trade it ever since. Well, guess what's back? Like it's right in front of 40. So I don't normally do this, but I think there's a shot for anything close to 40 even. I'll probably like try scalp, buy some dips, maybe to 345. It might have come and gone, and that's the last chance we'll see at it. But yeah, it's been pretty strong at that 40 level ever since Elon made that tweet. And of course, I got out of Intel, of course, right? Like, and now off of that 43, it's all the way back up at 43.60. I'm not chasing that move. There are some levels I like on a couple of other things. I already talked about GameStop there. If it gets a chance to break out, the volume is starting to pick up here. If we are at that high of the day, I'd rather bid in front of it for now, unless we take out those highs. That's what it's all about. So you're looking for those breaks. You're looking for things that have shown relative strength. If you're still watching like a Veru, it's also trying to make its breakout. So remember we were talking about it's like a little better to sit on that long? That's what I'm trying to do in GameStop. Like sit on the bottom of the consolidation, look for it to break out that high, market rallies, and bingo, bango, bongo, you've got yourself a good long with a relatively tight stop.
Like, why can't I just trust myself here, and just hold this? Because there it goes to the upside, AMD. Like, I'm going to get these 80s right now. Like, again, didn't really need to get out there. We talked about the future. I mean, that's why we asked Valerie to put this poll up. Like, where are we going to close, man? Come on, 80. I'm sitting on 80 right now. We are sitting at 95, 80. Bang, right there. There it is, man. The Diamond Hand Man is in the building. Just wish we had a little more shares. Why didn't we trust ourselves? No, Miss V. AMD's at 96, Miss V. Let's go.
Yeah, Sean, you need to trust yourself more often. And guys, almost 4,000 people watching us right now. And I remind you to like this video. Guys, please, we really need your help. It's the last day of this week, and we would really appreciate if you help us to get 1,000 likes. We can do this. I believe in you. And back to you guys.
Yeah, please hit the like button, man. Over 4,000. We like you. We like you a lot. And I mean, holy, $2 now in the money on this. And I had a position here that, whatever. We're at the highest spot. We're making money. We're going to go 4-1 this week. Fantastic week for trading, for sure. Look at the market just rip now. It's nuts. This is a great day, man. The market's back up to its day high, I believe. Well, actually, not even yet. Did we crack 4% at one point in the midday there? Maybe we did.
We came real close.
Yeah, 12.
If we didn't, it was close.
I mean, it has to be, because right now it's 3.8, and we're still 30 handles away. So yeah, the NASDAQ probably got up that 4% as we go. But I just want to give everybody, and I don't know, when Arun's not here, we don't talk about his positions or anything like that. But, he was looking at this 4,025 area. I only bring that up because we get a lot of questions about what levels Arun was talking about. So right there, 4,025, it was a great area earlier because we tanked off of it. So right now, not to say you want to get in or out of position based on these levels, but there goes AMD, nothing but love to the upside, and the market is right now testing that 4,025 area. I thought the bottom would be 37.50. We talked about that. We got as low as, I'll put on a daily chart here, I think yesterday we touched 38.50, so we're 100 points away from calling that bottom. I'm still not calling that as a bottom, but when you look at a chart like this, look what happened here. There's a wick bottom, and then the move continued up for a few days back up before eventually coming back down. So that could happen again. And there's the wick bottom again. Could go up for a couple days. And I'm still thinking we retest. There's a nice wick bottom. We didn't see that for a while. So just understand that there's the wick. There's the wick. There it is again right there. So, hey, I mean, again, who knows? We were down there for a minute yesterday. Maybe we don't see it again. I still feel like we do. The Fed hasn't stopped raising, but what is raising right now is A, our net, and B, thank you, AMD, because that is the catalyst right here as this is ripping up.
There's one stock we don't normally look at, but I can't ignore it today, at least where it is right now. So Amazon, we keep talking about these bottom channels. Well, this hasn't really broken. As impressive as a rally is, you know, it's up 5% and the market's testing those highs. But at the level Arun's talking about, that 40.25, what's that major resistance? Amazon, 2250. It's attempting to make this breakout. And it's also got a little bit of overhead resistance, $35 above. Now remember, if you sort of scale back, like $35 above this level on Amazon for that channel, that's kind of like $3.50 on a $200 stock, 35 pennies if this was like a NEO. I guess NEO's not a $20 stock anymore, but you kind of see what I'm getting at. That's a wide range. It gets a rounding error at that. Well, not rounding error, but it's not a gigantic range when you start thinking about it. But we are at a very, very key price point that if the market rejects this, and this is the other thing I'm looking at is as per usual, and I'm watching the UVXY, as we get down toward those lows, if you catch a bounce off this support, which is, hey, guess what? That channel we drew last week is right in that channel exactly where we bounced on UVXY this morning. We used that for shorts earlier on in the day. And, you know, you think about the same kind of thing. If we can get in here, break back to the upside, you look for something at resistance, either take it out if you're long or engage in a short trade. So I want to find something which is at resistance. Amazon falls in that category. Roblox, which now gives me an idea to reload that one as well. So you know, I'm looking for that kind of a thing. Amazon, for now, in that pocket. If we get the turnaround in the futures, I think we could be go zone. But first, let's go to something which it's already worked on. Every time today I type Roblox NQ. Every time. It's actually... the crazy thing about it is when it's a coin flip, it's like the USB cord thing, right? Like, why is it when something is a 50-50 shot, do I get it wrong 100% of the time? Like USB, wrong way. Like Roblox, NQ, every single time it's NY. It's like, you'd think by accident I would just type NY, but I never do. I just reloaded Roblox here, watching the VIX. If it takes out the bottom, I'm gone.
All right, what do you think Starbucks is, an NY or an NQ?
NY.
Wrong.
Of course it is. But it's true.
No, I just randomly picked one there, and I don't.
It doesn't matter. I'm just going to get it wrong. Like unless it's a stock.
We've talked about that with our charts. Like we shouldn't really have to put it in. Like there's only one RBLX.
I forget who it was, the trainings I talked to about this, but there's an actual reason for why it's like that. And it's kind of convoluted, so I won't get into it. But there's a legit reason why we have to type the code in. That I can understand why they did it that way. But damn it, it's annoying. It really is.
We'll have to talk after
because it wasn't that way when we started trading. Like you just type in the symbol.
I don't really know what the reason is.
It basically has to do with we have so many markets.
Yeah.
If there's a single duplicate symbol from one market to another market we
then
trade.
It won't clear
exactly. When you trade Day Trade the World has literally every market available to you out there.
Yep.
So it's just. Yeah, anyways, no one cares about that too much, but it's just one of those weird things.
I almost just feel like it could be like a back end thing. That's all. Like
it is kind of. It's just the coding's easier.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm down. It doesn't matter. We're just bitching here on a Friday, but what a great trade it's been, man. We're almost out. I told you we have 10% left of AMD. Like I'm actually, I don't know. I can't believe we didn't hold more of this, but hey, that's the story of my life. Okay, let's just go forward now. What about Affirm? So Affirm's come back, man. Again, we held that. We held a very, very small piece again, waiting to break $21, but it's coming right back in, heading into the high of the days. Like we called the NASDAQ down there when it was at 2.5%. We're like, let's go long AMD. That's really started off. It started to go back up to the upside. I do want to short some Apple, so I'm going to be looking at that in a minute just to find out what levels those are at. I don't know if we are going to short it or not, but I just wanted to see Affirm one more time. It's really just sort of started to edge itself back up here a little bit. That was a wick top at 24. That's not bad for me. I'd rather wait until we get into 24 and then use that high where we're short to get out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll sit at this 80 level right now, but you know what? The way Affirm's moving and the way this market's moving, like it probably wants to test highs again. Like look where we took this trade. It was 1230, right? The market at 1230, this is the market at 12:30 because the NASDAQ is an hour behind right there. But you can see right here, this is the market. So as Affirm made that high, the market was also at highs. So as we come back to the market highs right now, Affirm is back, into this 24 area, just not quite there. So let's short at 24. Let's wait for it's coming in right now. I mean, I might as well just take a position right now. Let's just offer in here, low 90s, maybe we get picked up, and then we'll deal with it again in 24.10, something like that. Let's just put all these offers right now in case it does spike up. So, all right, here we go. So now I'm locked and loaded. We have an offer here at 23.90 to get some shares short into Affirm, and then we'll take a 24.10 or so, and then we'll use 24 quarters to get out. So our average price will probably be around 24.05, something like that by the time we're all said and done, which means we got to get at least 20, 30 cents worth of room, and then we'll see if we can get a 20 or 30 cent worth of a win back. Now it's starting to fade off, darn it. Anyways, I'm still here. If Affirm does go back up to the upside, again, I could ask you something there, but I know you have the clock up. I cannot believe it's 3:25.
I'm a little surprised by it, too.
I couldn't believe it was 10:30, and now I can't believe it's 3:30. So this day's getting close to an end. So let's just slow down on what we're thinking here, try to regroup, make sure we make the right trades. I hate, it makes me sick giving back money, honestly. So I don't mind doing it if it sets up. That's fine. Losing on trades that set up is part of the business. So I'm fine with that. It's just I don't want to get excited here and overthink some of this. So we'll take the Affirm trade, and I'm going to take a look at Apple.
Yeah, and look, I was looking for a curl on Amazon. I almost said Affirm. Affirm didn't quite go to 24. I'm with you on that one. It just didn't quite get there. But someone was saying, oh my gosh, I'd love to see you trade Amazon. Yeah, I know we don't normally trade it. It's like a $2,000 stock. Not everyone's going to love it. But at 2,500, trust me, I traded it when it was at the 2,500 break. It was during lunchtime, and I was not alone. I think there was several people on the floor, but that's probably the only time we'll do it. And I said to a few people here, it's if Amazon got to 2,000 and we saw that on the bid, I'm telling you, half the floor probably would have been trying to go long in front of 2,000. When it's a really, really significant level, you almost don't care. You're just going to trade it because those are your big-time opportunities. So we don't necessarily shy away from it. It might not be the number one in your toolbox, but when it does something that I just did it again on Roblox. When it sets up,
how did you do it again?
I don't know, man.
What is going on?
It's ridiculous. I just type NQ every single time. But when something's in your toolbox, even if it's on a stock you don't trade every single day, sometimes the setup trumps all. That's all I was getting at with Amazon. Now it didn't end up setting up, so I didn't take the trade. Roblox is trying to curl again, and we came pretty close on Affirm, so I probably wouldn't have done it. But either way, you got to take what's there for you, and it might not be the stock you wanted in. Of course, now I'm sitting here on the bid. I took the break style trade on Veru, and now it wants to retest support. I don't take the break on GameStop, and now it's holding these highs. I'm sitting on the bid. So patience in GameStop doesn't work. Lack of patience, well, not lack of patience, but the more aggressive trade in Veru also doesn't work. But there's still time for it to work out here. I still like the chance off 95. I am still thinking about Tesla. It is in the back of my mind here. And it's showing some signs of strength. If there was a pullback, I do really like 760s still. But I kind of feel like we're not going to get that price. That was the only price I wanted to trade was after we bounced off 750 this morning, and then essentially was just stopped out, didn't love it. The momentum was it was a gong show of just dueling algos right in here on that 760. It couldn't pick a direction. I got away from it. And even still, I had trouble breaking out until randomly at noon, well, not randomly, but right at noon, it decided to actually make a real move. And that was when you wanted to have it. If we get a big major pullback, watch for that 760 level on Tesla. Probably the only place I'd trade it today. And we're running out of time for even that to happen.
Yeah, what's up, Nathan Walter? Shout out to Nathan Walter here. Hi, Sean. Great show. Follow you guys for the past 4 months. If you could keep giving your entry and exit in your shorts, would help me greatly. Okay. I mean, on the bottom there, it's literally, telling us, telling you the entries, and I'll tell you one right now again. I told you about my Affirm entries, and I think that's probably what you're talking about. So thank you so much for the note. We just got into Affirm right now. I'll go over to that in a minute. But yeah, so right now for Apple, my entry, and maybe Bulls versus Bears can help us out here. If he hears anything about what my entries might be, we could try to post them. But 148. Is the high of the day. So 148.25 is coming for Apple, maybe. But look at this barcode that's happening right now into this level. So I'm not going to short here. I want it to break a little bit, and my offer right now is 147.80. So if this can rip just a little bit, get us a little short. Because again, remember, if I go short now on Apple, I still think the futures take out the day's high, and we maybe end up sub. Oh, by the way, we have imbalances coming out, so that's going to flip everything. So watch out for that. But on another note, that high right there of the NASDAQ, I think gets tested. So if that gets tested, let's go over to Apple again. And sorry about this. We have all these wicks. I'm trying my best to clean these up. But I want this short. That right there is 80. So that short rate, this level right here from 1130 is 80. That's what we respected here, and it just cashed us out. Like we got out at 145.80. So that's that's $3. That's $2 right there on that trade. So I'm trying to I don't want to repeat the $2. I mean, that would be great if we could do that. But again, if I take a 147.80, my out's going to be 25. So I got to at least try to make 45, 50 cents on this trade. And I think we can get that back down to 147. So that's why. And I don't want to take it right now. Nathan, I believe your name was, just because it's still in this range. I want it to extend. And then I want everyone to remember that Apple's a short. So we'll wait to see if that can happen. But that's my trade that we're waiting for. And then just because you guys just saw it, we just got into Affirm there at 24. It actually went into the money. It went back down to 23.80 as I was explaining that. So let's see. We are now short. That last short was exactly what we said, 93 or 94. My next offer, just because, is 24.08. And then we'll see about taking out the highs of 24.30. If that gets broken, then we're gone. That's my review. Probably nothing else. And we will talk about the imbalances after we come to Brendan.
So whoever had 3:30 for the start time of Biden's speech, you win. 3:30 it is, guys.
I said 324 because it's like split the middle, right? Like come on, he's not going to wait for the actual market to close. But either way, that was my call.
But he should wait for the market to close.
No, he should, obviously, but that never happens. I remember the one time, I forget who it was, but there was one time a government official came on at like 350 and everyone on the floor was like, are you absolutely kidding me? But here's UVXY.
I think it was Trump, I'm pretty sure.
No, this was back when we were at the other office location.
Office,
so it had to be before Trump.
Probably Obama.
I forget who it was. I guess it had to be
He was there
Obama.
for 8 years.
Yeah, it has to have been Obama. So 16 bottom on the UVXY. If this channel gets broken, and I guess I have to zoom out so you can see, like this is where we pulled this channel from the wipeout lows that we had in UVXY and the break back out. Pretty significant. You get through here, and I'm showing you Boeing, because someone asked what's going on in Boeing in the chat. I'm like, nothing, Burger, but if it breaks the channel, we're short in here. It's only 50 cents on a $130 stock, but it's significant. If we take that top out and we get through the bottom, Boeing can run. You got the ES at the high of the day. You got the NQ at the high of the day. There's so much room for it to go. The only short that's actually moving to the downside for me here is oddly Roblox. So it's kind of, give me a break. This is not a fluke. I actually did it again.
No.
By
the way, Neil.
I did. But this is the only one coming back in. Everything else is testing these tops, right?
Yep.
But Roblox, for some reason, is coming in. Maybe it's because I keep typing the symbol wrong, and it wants to reward me for being an idiot and not being able to figure out NY by rolling back into VWAP. Let's see.
Don't say that. Okay, so 30 cents. We just took out 30 cents. Well, actually, 28 cents there. We got short. I mean, you guys want to talk about, following your plan? There's 147.80. And I said to Bulls versus Bears, I said to everybody, thank you to Nathan for talking about wanting to know my position. There's 30 cents right there. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You got to trade your plan your trade. Like, we take out, honestly, I took out 40%. So what? Now we'll see if we can get back down to the downside right now. Look at this trade. We just put this on, and it's already 40 cents in the money. That's exactly our risk to reward. We were going short at 80, getting out at 25. That's 45 cents. And in a matter of seconds, hit it. Let's go, man. Right there. It is already in the money. The carnival is open. The bank is open, Tim Duncan. Look at this to the downside. 147. We're collapsing. Bang, and we had that trade on. We've got a firm on. We've got this trade on. Wowee woo-wee as we go to the downside. We just put on this Apple trade. We just gave this to you. What kind of crack are we on? Some good stuff, it looks like. Down here, 147.80, 70 cents now in the money. Man, the carnival is open. It's a Friday, and there's your Friday tunes.
Yeah, start taking some profit on these, but I got a really good question there. So I was just complaining about Roblox going. Obviously, you just saw everything else in the market go downside. So Affirm's now in the money, Boeing's now in the money to the short side. And someone asked me VIX or UVXY. Same thing, same levels, two different instruments, but they'll basically be the same. You're going to watch this. If you're watching VXX, it's fine. Or if you're watching actual VIX, you're going to be looking at the same channel. So don't worry about which one it is. The indicator is going to be good for you either way. So we talked about these shorts starting to roll. Everything was at those tops. You had inflection points across the board. It didn't matter what you had. Whether you had a firm starting to roll back over here, Boeing started to come back down. I'm sure I could look at Amazon and tell you, I guarantee Amazon probably. Yeah, there it is. We decided to reload on Roblox and then reload on a firm. But if you had Amazon at that high, same thing, like it's starting to pull back as well. And all it was, and you can also blame Arun. If you want to at somebody, he's the one who's like saying this resistance level, saying it like him, 4,025
that's how he
is going to
talks.
rejection. No, he doesn't.
I know.
But it's like every single time it gets here, and he said this morning, because I was like, we have a good chance to run today. And the first thing out of his mouth was, 40.25 is going to be a problem. That was like the first thing he said to me. And it's like every time it gets there, I'm like, yeah, okay, take out some of your longs and work into some shorts, because that's what's happened every single time we get there. So there's your pullback. But this is the thing about key levels, right? They're valid, man. They're valid till they're not. And until we actually break, what the heck is that wick on Boeing? I hate when these happen. But anyways, Boeing comes into VWAP. I said I would take VWAP last time because this thing doesn't want to move. So I'm going to go ahead and take VWAP on this. But everything's starting to come back in, coinciding with that bounce in the VIX. I want to check back in on Tesla, but I'm pretty sure it's not really, it's nowhere close to where I would want to be buying it. If it gets down to that 760, we might take a shot at it. But you're getting that pullback. So if you like some things to the long side, they might start coming back into you.
Yeah, so I mean, Apple's $1 in the money right now. Like, you talk about key levels. This has really been, like, look at this Affirm trade, guys. Like, honestly, look at this Affirm trade. We just talked about going short. Like, is anybody short Affirm behind us there? Like, I just talked about this 24 level. It's at 23.40 right now. Like, we just ding, 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 ding. The carnival is open, man. And it is just one of those kind of days. Close your eyes because we're dancing in the streets tonight, baby. Look at this move to the downside here in Affirm. Today, look at the trades we've had on today. Apple, right? Like, so this is a very, very positive stock as we've been shorting it. And now you're seeing, look where we are on Apple now, $1.40 in the money. On this starting to go back to the downside. Affirm today. Thank you very much. Come again, fine sir. AMC was a good trade for us today. AMD today. Hello on AMD. Facebook today, AMD now my number one stock. Facebook, long down here, 192, 193. Outs, dance with the devil on the short, got burned. In and out there. It should have been a winner, not. Facebook, nice trade today. Microsoft, shorts. Bang, all the way down. We could have just reshorted Microsoft as well. We chose Apple, and glad we did, but Microsoft also had another great shorting opportunity there today. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 today on the ideas, of which case almost all of them are on our sticky notes. So it's been a good day. I don't know if anybody has the imbalances again. There it is. Sorry, I just missed it. Brendan, 663 to sell today. So we have
Really?
Yes. So a sell imbalance into today. I don't know. I'm long AMD, I'm short Affirm, and I'm short Apple. So I'm fine. I'm not really going to worry about the imbalances. We're really light right now on the day. So let's just see where we go from here.
Well,
guys.
I just took out my 1 long and I'm holding the 3 short. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing I guess you want to hear going 10 minutes in front. And yeah, everyone in the chat talking about the difference between UVXY, VXX, UVXY being leveraged differently. I'll be the first to admit, like, I think it was about maybe a few months ago, a couple people in the chat were like, hey, we should be looking at this. And when I looked at it, I just found it was better for sort of predicting the channels and the key price areas where you'd get these curls in the market. Maybe that's wrong, but it's what I've observed, and it's been working out. So that's why I've chosen to go with it. We just had another bit of a turn there, so I took some more shares out of Roblox. I don't know if it wants to get to VWAP, but if it were sell imbalance, overall in the market, you could get down into VWAP where I would take it all out. But this is a trade, it's worked 3 times. That Affirm 24 has worked 5 times. Well, I shouldn't say that, because in this morning we didn't trade it. So it didn't really, obviously.
Still work though.
Oh yeah, it has. Like the first rollover, I guess you can't count this one because that was the open trade we didn't get. But 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and if you had it at the open, that's what I meant by 5 times. Like the resistance on Affirm is real at these prices. The resistance that you saw in Roblox is real at that particular price. That's why you jump and gravitate towards these levels. One that we didn't necessarily mention this afternoon, but is worth mentioning, I think, now. Like NVIDIA, this 180, we're filing this one away for next week, obviously. This 180 level, pretty significant. AMD's been real strong, right? NVIDIA had its day today, to be sure. You start getting above something like this 180 to 182 channel, it's gonna get real on NVIDIA. But up here, it's been a short pretty much and it's not just been a decent short. I don't know why I'm not in it today, but it was a gorgeous short every single time you've had it this week. If you're ready and willing to short NVIDIA at about 180, and you got to file those things away and be willing to take them. Bit of a pullback here, oddly enough, like not as much in Roblox or Affirm, but in Boeing, showing some strength at VWAP, which is more to do with I think it's just going to be a flat trade. This stock, it doesn't want to break out from here. It doesn't want to fall from here, even when the market pulls back in. This is one I'm not going to be in past 350. If it doesn't want to really extend through when the market just dropped there and it couldn't break VWAP, despite the fact that it had a bad news catalyst today, then maybe the short's just not so great, and I'll have to take it out in the next 5 minutes or so. We're flat at the end of the day, which means going into the imbalances, you don't want to be in something you don't think can actually give you the follow-through. And if Boeing is falling into that category right now, then it's going to come out in the next 5 minutes regardless.
Yeah, I was just looking at, and guys, thanks for watching, man. I mean, if you guys ever get any sort of an update, let's hit the like button, and if you can do that, that'd be fantastic. We'd like to get to 1,000 likes. Let me just double check here. How many likes are we even at here? Oh, thanks for that graphic. That was a pretty cool graphic that's flying through there. This is going to look weird. Oh, do we get the double audio if I do this? No, I don't think so. There it is right there, 953. Oops, you can't even see it if I do that. There it is, 987. Let's get here to 1,000 if we can, man. Over nearly 4,000 watching right now. There it is, 1K like. Thank you so much for that one. That was a good idea. Let's go like button. Thank you so much for that. We're just trying to tell the YouTube algorithm to like promote us a little bit more. We don't charge anything. All these trades today, man. This is what we're doing every single day. If you just found us today, thank you for finding us. We have fun here every single day. We trade everything we can, man. Sometimes we'll put on futures trades. We'll talk about ETFs. We'll talk about NASDAQ names. Peloton deals about to go over. Yeah, what is that doing today?
Well, I'm always looking at relative strength and weakness. When the market pulls back like that, and I just saw Boeing didn't do anything, relatively anything, I'm like, what is holding out the high that was strong? Peloton basically didn't budge off the highs realistically, so up 15%, no real pullback. This is something which now piques my interest because A, it's broken the channel. Look at that, it's broken to 14, and this is why you always have to have it's like have your head on a swivel to an extent. When you're in trades and manage them, you have your stop, you have your take profit. You're looking for what's next or what's going to give you a potential idea. And it doesn't have to be at that moment. It could be next week. Like I came into this week, by the end of last week, I was talking about Intel 43, and that gave you a trade. Literally every single day it gave you a trade. So when I see something like Peloton here at this 16 level showing some relative strength, well, okay, you've got a 14 bottom channel, 16s. You're probably, because of how strong it is, I'm probably looking breaks and I'm looking support at 14 because it's not giving up anything as the market just pull back. If it holds true to that, let's say we get a big sell imbalance and Peloton barely pulls back, that will just reinforce that notion for me. So no matter what, I'm going to make more than just a mental note. Going to have my alerts set up for both those levels, 14, 16 break on Peloton. Super, super strong today. Yet somehow, it's like traded it every single day this week except for the last two, which were just as good as everything else. I don't know why I wasn't trading Peloton the last couple of days, to be honest with you.
So thank you so much for all the kind words here. What's up to Clutch 836? I hope you mean we're on fire, not we're in fire, because right now, although it's, how do you feel? You're in short sleeves, so I feel like it's a little chilly. But
I ain't trying to be in fire. That's
I
a problem.
I was just a typo, but I just felt like
I know.
Because I thought Trader Prad was feeling a little too chilly there today. But I mean, I'm in the long sleeves. You guys are rocking.
Is he in a golf shirt?
No, he's not. No, he's wearing a sweater, I believe. You in a golf? Are you in a short sleeve shirt over there? No. Yeah. But anyways, I think he's always cold. You're always cold over there. No, I'm talking about the heat in the building, man, not your swag, bro. No, chill out on that one. Yeah. So anyways, just talking about heat. Sensitive over there. Sensitive. Trader
It's not
Prad.
cold in here, though.
Right there. Okay. Oh, it's not cold. That's
You
what
can tell because like the row behind us will have like jackets and toques on sometimes
Yeah.
when it gets too cold in here.
Yeah. Oh, I found my favorite new trader. His name is Cash. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, you know. We actually debated naming our child Cash, to be completely honest with you. We did. And then there's a kid in, not because of like...
Gia?
No. Male name, Cash.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you go either way with that name, no? But also you could have named before you knew.
You could, yeah. And it was just, and it was kind of a cool name, Johnny Cash. You got the Cash in there. And then there's a kid in his class named Cash. Can you believe
It's
that?
a good name.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, okay.
Johnny Cash is actually a legend, and most people don't know this, but and I'm not actually Jamaican, but he's oddly very popular in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah, I found that out
Probably
from
because
a cousin of mine.
It's Friday. Is that music still playing, by
where's
the
the
way?
music?
Can you guys confirm that there is a beat to that? Because I'm not going to hit that.
It's the entire
There used
point
to be
of the
beat. We used to get Miss V, Bob in the head.
The
We
entire
all used to
point of
do
the
it. Now we
graphic.
can't hear anything. Fahad is doing the thumbs up. Cash
guys
Me
heard it.
Outside as well. Did you know that apparently that I don't even know her name, Bad Barbie
Cash
or
Me
something
Outside
like
is her
that?
name, isn't it?
That she did like Bad Baby, that's what's not Bad Barbie. She made like something like $80 million on OnlyFans and like was showing all the receipts or something. Isn't that like, is that possible to do that honestly? Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Bad Baby there. She was like a throwaway from Dr. Phil. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay.
What's up now, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, what's up now, Dr. Phil? She's crushing you. All right.
I'm gonna keep my because sometimes sometimes you see the clips of that
Am I
on like
trash talking
YouTube.
Dr. Phil really right now?
I don't have anything against the guy, but
I don't
anyways,
know.
let's
I
not
have
even get
nothing
into
against
it.
any
I don't
of
want to
those
get
talk
into
show
it.
hosts, whatever, man. Shout out to Jerry Springer is all I'm saying. Like, when you can do a talk show where you literally encourage everybody just to fight, that's pretty gangster.
It's Maury now, man, isn't it?
It's Maury
Like,
now? I don't know. I mean, we're doing this.
You are
I don't know.
not.
In our old office, we
Oh,
used
God,
to
I
watch
can't.
Prices Right and some of those fun
When the
things,
market was slow,
Dragon's
we'd put those things
Yeah,
on just so
yeah.
people wouldn't overtrade. It was actually a sort of
Someone
a thing.
just said she made $500K from me alone. That's hilarious. Shout out to Dustin in the chat. That was
No,
a
but
good
like,
one.
and I'm not being funny about it. I'm like, congratulations. Like, if you like do your
No, I'm
hustle,
not-
man. Do you and do
Yeah,
your
no,
hustle.
I
Like,
don't
that's
know
all
why,
I'm saying.
Why did we even lose track there?
Yeah,
I
like
don't-
you turn that into something.
I just went
hell,
off a cliff
hell
there.
to the yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
how did we get there? That was a weird
I'm not
one.
sure, but hey, we're having fun right now. Well, maybe it was the beat there that we were talking about, but
That's what
it still
it
doesn't make any sense. Okay, all right, let's go. Thank you guys again, and this is why we're here, man. Not only are we a trading show, I mean, we've put on a lot of positions for you, including a firm.
Ooh,
We
I
just
got
cashed
stop
out of
loss,
that. We have a small piece left as that's starting to come back up. I'm getting a little nervous into the close, so no more reloads of anything. I don't have any pending orders. I have-
Adjust stops. that
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
just going to
thing,
cancel
yeah.
all my stops now. What the hell? Because I don't have that many shares left. So I just canceled all my stops. I have nothing. I still have 3 positions on. So you can see the shorts on there. I'm short Affirm, I'm short Apple, and I'm long AMD, all of which are in the money. Apple, it's funny because AMD's in the money $1 on the long, and Apple's in the money $1 on the short. So we'll wait for that imbalance. I'm not seeing anything new here on the imbalances, so if you guys see anything, please post it. The last number we had was 666 or something like that. That was posted in the chat. Anyways, 600 billion. Or 600 million. billion, wow. All right, what the imbalances are is in 3 minutes, these numbers will all change. Instead of saying 9:30, these are the market on open orders. They will change over to 4 o'clock. Well, it'll be 3:50, and then they'll see here and remember this morning, guys, when we talked about all of these were buys? Well, look what happened to the open, man. We ripped up, well, we actually dipped down a little bit, then ripped up the rest of the day. So maybe there's something in this, man. If we come in on Monday and see all sells, let's take note of that and see where we go. But in only 2 minutes, these are all going to update. And then if they all come like monster buys, Apple, $1.5 million to buy, AMD, Intel, I don't know, whatever you're long, Neil, buys. Hopefully these are all buys.
I got no longs.
Do you have a long in
No,
something?
I don't.
Okay, nothing. So hopefully they're all sells. But regardless, we'll see how this affects the market, and we're going to watch individual names in about 2 minutes.
So I think I just got Jedi mind trick because somebody just said in the chat, Neil Roberts looks at Pixie, and I'm like, I actually haven't seen this thing.
It's only
and
like 50 cents, isn't it?
It's a penny stock,
Yeah.
but you know what's weird? Like I feel like this one, I feel like I just missed this today. Wow, that was a good. Oh man, like look at it, triple top, 65. Go to the daily. Do you like 65? Yeah, I would have liked 65. So next time, do the Jedi mind trick to make me look at the stock earlier because the trade opportunity is come and gone, but it'll be on the radar for next week. And congratulations to anybody that got a break like that. Do not ignore penny stocks if you can trade them just because they're penny stocks. I had a conversation about penny stocks with one of the traders, a couple of the traders earlier about the opportunities that have been there, and there have been huge ones. It's not just Sundial. There's other things out there. And when you break channels, setups work regardless of price. You just adjust your horizons on the way you look at it. Like it's 60 cents, $6, $60, 6,000, whatever it is. It all just numbers when you throw them out there. Is it liquid? Yes. Other levels? Yes. Can you trade it? If the answer is yes, then you go for it. But yeah, looks like a few people might have missed the boat here. But have your scanners up. It's done good volume. It's up 200%. But if you exclude by price on your scanner, then you can certainly always miss out that way as well.
All right, so I'm gonna think that these imbalances go up today. We'll dance with the devil here and see. So I'm gonna go into TQQ. So this is triple NASDAQ. So I'm now long triple NASDAQ, and we're long at 31.48. So we're just long. Oh, shoot, the imbalance is coming out right now. So we're going to try to trade this one, see where it goes. We have a stop if it breaks through 31. So no worries on that one. Let's see if we get some upside as the imbalances are coming through right now in 2 and 1. Let's see where the market goes. It looks like it wants to go upside TQQ. Now it's falling back in. It's just dancing. It looks like it's a mixed board. Oh, there's Apple with a sell. So that's not good for Apple right now. Apple with the sell,
But it's the only thing.
1.25 million. That's going to bring the market down itself, though. Other than that, Twitter's a buy. I don't really see too much else in here. So
T-Doc's a buy.
yeah, Square's a
winning.
sell. Anyways, not enough. I don't know what the number came out as. It doesn't look like it was a dramatic number. So, nothing really here. Sometimes if it's a rebalance day or some kind of a market event day, rebalances, end of the quarter, I don't know, a Fed day, things like that.
Yeah,
You can get an increased number of shares here, but iTub is literally a $4 stock, so nothing's going to happen there. And then what is oopsies, I don't know what GGB is, but I just lost it. So I got to go to Neil. My screen is
Why
now.
is TLT on there? That's the second time I've seen TLT show up there. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. I don't see anything terribly significant. I was
doesn't
looking
seem
at
like
SOS is out there, but it's too cheap. Like Block, I almost said Square, but see, every now and then I'm gonna get the company by the right name just out of respect for them. But Block is $740,000 to sell, and when I pulled it up, now it doesn't want to seem to load again. You're not seeing terribly large reactions if the market pulled back a little bit. So really, given the fact that the market pulled back, that's a very muted response to a sell imbalance. I'm just gonna look to cover what isn't working, and see, market pulled back. Roblox didn't move, I'm getting out. Whereas market pulled back after the imbalances, and we actually had at least a little bit of a reaction by a firm to the downside. So let's hold on to that one till the close.
Yeah.
But overall, I'd say pretty nothing burger-ish. But the only thing, I know what TLT is, guys. I'm not actually used to seeing it show up on the imbalance locator. I'm trying to rack my head around what possible significance it would have. And as I look, I think it's already paired off. Like it was there,
All right.
and now it's gone. So yeah, I know it's 20-year treasuries. I don't usually see that on the locator. It's a weird one to be on there.
All right, let's just do this again because Apple just is spitting out the cash right there. And there's the short, guys. We had the 148. I just covered it at VWAP, 146.20. That's $1.80 right there. So I think that's worth a backflip for that one. And now it's coming back in a little bit more here. But we just got it out. We'll see what happens. Affirm. Oh, we got out of AMD when it broke through 95 there on that number. What can we do, guys? That's still $1. No, sorry. 94.30 was our in, so we wound up taking our best out is 95.80, so that's $1.50. It does go all the way, wow, 96.60. I didn't get out, okay. It went to 95 there, and we finally got out of that one. And then this Affirm trade we're still in. If it loads, there's my short, and there's where the market, hopefully, there it is. So now there's Affirm right there, so we're short Affirm. It's trying to dance as well down here. Let's put a bid like right in here, 23.40. Well, actually, that's not too far away now. We can even go lower on that one. The market's coming in a little bit here, so like I don't know those imbalances. Did we get a final number? Oh, there it is. Sorry, Brendan already put it in there. 670. So it was 670 to sell. So
Yeah.
basically the same number that we gave you at 340 or whatever it was comes out the same. So yeah, no trickery there. We're gonna get out. Again, this is a triple Q's triple levered Nasdaq. So we did go long into that, expecting for it to be a buy imbalance. But I'm just giving it to VWAP. If we break down through 31, it'll be a 40-cent hit. But trust me when I tell you, we didn't put a lot of faith into that. I'm not going to trade those imbalances as if I know which way they're going to come out. So I just figured the market was up today, and there it is. It looks like we're still up that 3.2% though. I feel like this could still turn around. And let's just put a bid out, get out of our Affirm, and close the day off, man.
Well, 4,000 could bounce here.
What a successful day right there. 23.40 was the bottom. Let's just put a 23.50 bid, man, before we screw this up.
There's an offer at 65 on Affirm. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. And someone was saying, yeah, the buy and bounce for TLT could be good for the markets, but it like that treasury like imbalance to the buy side, it paired almost instantly. So it is gone now, just to be clear. But relative strength, I said I would make a note for myself here, and whether you guys can take a note of it if you care to as well. Peloton, when the market pulled back even further, did Peloton budge? No, it did not. I mean, that's a pretty strong action that it's going to go into the close when it's already up 15%. Like the market just pulled back to 4,000. You got a little bit of a dip there, somewhat of a sell imbalance, and something which has been a distressed stock, it's in that bucket, didn't have profit takers in front of 16. So the lack of sellers there is something I'm always going to know. It's been a note for myself. Make sure when I come in on Monday morning that if we're above that price, there weren't sellers there today. If we show strength, that's a place that I'm going to want to be come Monday morning. So market trying to bounce back here.
Yes.
Probably Peloton's going to break the highs. But either way, it didn't budge. Didn't budge off that top. That's what I like to see for relative strength.
All right, so we did get some out TQQ there, right in the middle. That was our price, was 37 or something. We just got it out for flat. Now we're trying to let this thing run a little higher here. The problem is this is just an algo traded machine here. So as the market goes up, this is going to go up triple or down triple. So I feel like I can get these fills. It just blasts through levels. Look at the volume on the TQQ today. 200 million? Like, wow. And I don't believe there's any individual trader. I mean, there are traders trading with this, just like the UVXY and things like that. But, a lot of this is just pulled bids and offers. But you've seen the quantities go through here, man. A lot of shares. If you're ever looking and you're nervous to trade the futures or something like that, or your platform maybe doesn't have it, or you're not levered for the futures, or whatever the situation is, there are there's SQQ to the downside and TQQ to the upside that are going to give you a lot of leverage against a NASDAQ move. So that's why I went into here. We see if we can hit the lottery on this name. And again, it's just been a fantastic day. As I look, every single name that we've traded today, we've put money in our pocket. So let's see if we can make the same thing. I just can get flat right now on TQQ, and then that would be true as well. But let's see if we can get a little higher. I'm sitting at 54, basically where we touched. Didn't get filled. Hopefully we get filled this time. And then we're going to see about these levels in the 70s. So we'll see if that can hit. We already held it down. Our out was going to be 31. So we're trying to give this 40 cents worth of room. Let's see if we can get it again. There's still 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So there is possibility for this to go either way. And I'm going to, if I can find it, I think it's pretty appropriate, I'm going to roll the dice and see what happens here on the closing trade.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was actually like, do I even have that? I do have it. I just never used it. There was a good point made in the chat, so I want to kind of demonstrate it here. I'm flat, not going to have any positions in the next 2 or 3 minutes probably. definitely not. But the volume on this move and the cues in particular, yeah, someone made the point in the chat there, it's a relatively light volume move. So if you can see, like this is where we're cresting down here for volume into the close. Some of it has to do with the fact that it's a Friday on that rally up, as opposed to when we took out, remember that crazy rally back through 13,000 and went nuts? Yeah, like you were on much, much more impressive volume. And what happened when we were having those sell days? Like it is a relatively low volume close, and we still did not get through that resistance level at 40.25. So I still feel like if there's going to be a bigger short-term bounce, it's going to take more than what we saw here. This is a good first step, however. We still need to get through some key resistance points and see a volume pickup for some of those breaks. But you also have stocks that have room to run and have not gone through their resistance. I'm looking at you, Microsoft.
Ooh, he's looking at Microsoft. I like that.
It needs to get back above.
It does. Here we go. TQQ. Out, out, out. Good win for us. It's always nice when your outs are above your ins. So there it is. That's going to be a good trade for us into the NASDAQ. And it's kind of just like when the imbalances came out flat, well, as expected, you know, it's just like, let's just see if the NASDAQ wants to go back to somewhere near day's high. So I think whoever said near day high, I believe, I don't know what the poll is. We can go to Ms. V near the end of the day to see where that comes out at. But it looks like we are going to close.
Kind of ambiguous, though.
I would say, well, that's why I was going to say upper plus or minus 3%. Right, because then we would know who wins. But I consider this kind of near the day's high.
You know what?
I mean,
I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Right when we made the poll, I swear I looked over at the percentage. We were 3.58% when I said that, and we're at 3.58 right now.
So
in the NASDAQ.
I think you win.
So we basically didn't move. So I'd say it won.
Yeah, I would say that as well. But what Miss V's the one that can make the decision on that. There it is. Let's see if we can get a 62 here. It has to run us over, right? We're not going to get filled just by fluke by sitting here because it has to run you over. These aren't, like I said, these are just all algos. So there it is. See, I'm trying to get paid. So there you go. I'm out there. One last trade, 25 cents in the money on TQQ. Let's see if we get a 70 print right where we wanted it. If we get that, then we're jumping through hoops. Actually, we got to get out. There's only 20 seconds left. So let's get out of TQQ. End the day. 7 names today, all traded, all done well. Let's rock and roll, man. What a great day.
30 seconds to go, and guess who's on the bell? Guess who's back? Tony's back with Miss V. There they are. Better see some dance moves in this last 20 seconds here. He's locked and loaded and ready to go. Miss V is ready. It's been a great Friday.
If you're not,
shit.
Oh, yeah. It is the running man right now.
Where's the Cabbage Patch?
It is Toronto Tony. He is jacked up, and we only have 3.
3, 2, and...
Ooh, wow. Tony gets in the last hit. Are you feeling okay, Tony?
I warned him about this.
Is Tony feeling okay?
I told him about this.
That was a lot of fun, though. Thank you guys for watching today, man. We could have done a better show. Well, we couldn't have. We tried. We did. We did it. And there it is, a nice big show for us. Super happy with today, man. We had so much fun. Remember yesterday, you know, we turned this bull around from a bear. Today, it wins. The Bulls win. We called that yesterday. Great swing trade. I know Mike Crehan had that, and I'm sure a lot of you did as well. Thanks for the support. Brendan, I'm going to say, how did we finish up today?
Pretty amazing, guys. What a bounce. 2 days in a row now, back to the upside for the overall market. 3+% for the NASDAQ, leading the way, 3.6. 2.35 there for the S&P, the Dow 1.36 as well. So positive numbers to end the week, top to bottom. And I'll give you one more positive number, guys. I just checked, and it feels like 30 degrees Celsius outside right now. So I'm very excited about that. I don't know about you. Someone turned the summer switch on, apparently, in Toronto.
Did I hear feels like 30?
You did.
It feels like 30.
You did. You heard that.
See? And who's the one in short sleeves around here? See, I got it right.
Smartest guy around.
I got it right.
What a fantastic day, man. Yeah, enjoy the weekend. I think it's supposed to rain, though, not to put on.
Sunday.
Okay, good. So Saturday's clean. So we'll have a great day. We're hoping for Maple Leafs. We're hoping for all your teams to win. Of course, unless you're a Tampa Bay fan. But it's going to be a great weekend. I don't know if there's any F1. I think there was a race in Miami last week. I guess there's not one this week. I didn't hear Brad talking about that. But it's just going to be a great weekend overall. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the families, guys.
Go Leafs, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Go. That's all that matters. Go Leafs, go.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully get a little bit of action there on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Thank you so much to, Fahad became a character and no one even knows who he is. So thanks to Fahad for trading Veru and getting us straight on that one.
10 long.
Yeah, it's great to have Lucas back. He's back here this week, so it's always nice when we got a full production team now. Thank you for that. Obviously, Trader Prad, I look over my shoulder, he's not at his desk, but hey, shout out to Trader Prad. Good job. We're getting very, very close. I keep screwing up in our meetings, like what day they're actually moving over here. So I've given up on that, but it's soon. They'll be coming in, sitting right beside us, so everything's going to be equal. And that should
one
be
more week, I think.
I think it's, yeah, exactly. We're not sure, but I think it's one more week, right? Brendan probably knows. But again, thanks to Miss V as well for today. What a fantastic day. Brendan, there's no earnings, man. Stop working.
I was actually just checking to see if, I think it's next week. I think it's Monday and Tuesday, but
You're checking that move.
yeah.
Oh,
Bear
okay,
with
great.
us.
It's
All right.
next week?
I think it might be
I
next
thought
week.
I was going to say it was Monday or Tuesday, but then
I thought it was.
plans sometimes
We'll
get changed.
we'll see.
Yeah, none of us know.
Guys, thank you. What a great weekend.
Great job.
Ms. V, any plans this weekend? Puppy, play with the puppy. I read the lips there because it's getting
How
a
did
little...
you hear that?
I didn't hear it. I literally... That's what you said, right? Yeah, perfect. Good. I like that. Our dog went out for a walk today, started panning and everything after like 10 minutes. So she's not too used to the warm weather yet, but she's going to be out there again. Have lots of fun. It's 4:03 right now. We're going to let you go. Stay tuned for the trade of the day. It was Veru. See how Neil traded that, and we'll have a quick look. But thank you so much. Have a great weekend for everyone here at Trader TV Live. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on Monday. Ciao, guys.
Bye, guys.